Boop.
Mm-mm.
Boop, boop.
Boop, boop.
Hello.
Hello. I'm just
Hello.
retweeting Jenny's tweet.
Hello.
Bam! We won the ambush fight.
We
That
did.
is the
Sure
summary. That's the synopsis of the
What
last
happened
week.
last week? We won.
That's what happened. We won.
A lot of really
Hello,
cool
everybody.
things happened while we were winning.
A lot of very cool things happened. Okay. Hello, everybody. I don't even know what episode we're on today.
32.
Something like that. My document is loading. It's on page 19, 20, 25. It's on page 25.
Is,
It's too
so,
many pages.
is that
It's
a
32.
page per set? Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys have had a good week. We are back to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Last week, we had a big old tussle, is what we had. We had a big old fight where you guys had essentially taken a boat from Walloon all the way down to the estuary of the Dragon Mare in the hope of getting to the Drake's Underbelly, a smuggling cave that you know is down here somewhere. For another reason, you're going down there for your own reasons, doing a quest, probably. It's Dungeons and Dragons. And you showed up and you got ambushed. Kestrel, the dude whose boat you were borrowing, jumped ship, and you find yourself being pelted by arrows and pelted by bolts and a big old ballista. Rather than being wimps and getting out of there, you decide, no, these guys aren't getting away with this. And with water walking cast on you by Nurli, you sprint across the surface of the water. We have Oro on Nugget in the air, shooting arrows. We've got Nurli using mirror image and duplicating herself as she runs across the water, shooting bolts across the sky. And we've got Randall, who's just straight up doing the flash as he runs across the surface of the water, and then beating the crap out of a bunch of bandits who were up here using Kestrel and Kestrel's boat for nefarious purposes. That appears to be the case. Nefarious purposes. Either way, you ransack the ransackers.
Nefarious purposes. Get it? Because he was ferrying us.
Oh, ferry. Okay.
Ferry.
All right. I thought you said fairy. I was like, what?
I thought you said fairy.
Where's the fairy in this? Ferry. Fairy.
Fairy
Okay.
and fairy in American English is pronounced exactly the same. So
Oh, really?
yeah, you like there's the fairy that brings you back to life, and there's the fairy that takes you across the water, and they're spelled differently but pronounced the same.
Oh, okay. Well, we learned something horrible today. But anyway, you looted the bodies of those who had ambushed you, and you found enough leather armor that's, not burnt to a crisp or broken or torn or ruptured in some way, that Oro can take it apart and plans on making some barding, some armor for Nugget at some point. You also found a bunch of heavy crossbows. You found a short sword and a scimitar that was named
Bill Murray.
not Bruce Willis. Bill Murray is the name of the sword. It had it stitched into the handle, which you have now unpicked. And we're going to try. Are we ditching that name altogether?
Yeah. I wish I didn't
Yeah.
name it Bill Murray now, because it's, but it's a good name. But given the circumstance, yeah.
Okay. So you got some goods. You found some gold pieces as well, and for the most part, are we okay health wise, or are we not so great health wise? How many spell points did we spend healing everyone up?
Let me open up my character sheet because I accidentally exited out of it. I have a good amount of health.
Mm-hmm.
I have one spell slot. So
what level spell slot are we talking?
it is a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay.
So
okay.
there's
Big
that.
boy.
Yeah, I have one big boy left.
How are not getting Oro looking?
I don't know because I think the health points haven't converted to the character sheet. I think they're just on the white.
I
Because
think
otherwise
I
they're full.
might
but
have.
isn't
I archived that map. Let me see if I can. The problem is I don't name my Roll20 pages, so when you archive them, they're just blank. So I've learned my lesson and I've started to name them now, but I didn't name that one. So I'm just gonna store a bunch of them.
I suggest
these
the
are very
name
old.
Frederick.
Oh, found it. Okay. Let me you know what? Whilst I'm here, I'm gonna name the ones that I've unarchived. I'm going to do a cheeky little archive that one again. We have you at 33 hit points and Nugget at 21 hit points.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to delete that one because I don't need it.
Oh no, just take that off. God, what was it?
Why can't I delete you?
Thank God, Control Z works. Jesus.
Can you hear this noise outside my fucking flat?
Yes.
Jesus. Jesus! It sounds like the
Like a
world
street
is
cleaner?
ending. It's just
What
a
is
bunch of
that?
bike dudes, probably.
Oh.
Jeez.
Like dudes?
Jeez.
Motorcycles are the worst.
I don't know. I'm just taking a guess. Okay. So those are your hit points. I'm not going to ask if you're happy with them because.
Aura's looking fine. Nugget's like half.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Cool. How about Randall?
Randall's looking fine.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Right. Ambient calming noises. Exactly.
I think we spent some heal and die, or I did anyway, at the end of the last session.
Yes. Okay. So on the map here, we are currently just outside of Blue Stitch. We can see that there is flickering lights on the horizon. And as you've started to make your way closer to Blue Stitch, as I said before, the cliff or the cliff edge where the land meets the sea is getting steeper and steeper. It's like the land itself is going up a hill. As you get closer, you notice that there's a kind of a very small peninsula that looks out into the Dragonmere itself. You're not quite there yet, but you can see that on top of it, it looks like a ruined lighthouse. Closer to you and to your east, no, to your west, but your right. I love maps. My brain hurts. You can see the kind of the rising smoke of fireplaces and kind of the flickering lights of lamps. And oh my god, stop driving your shitty vehicles.
The wrath of the gods thundering.
Yes.
It's Sunday, not Thursday.
In any case, the small village of Blue Stitch is close to your west. You can see some of the smaller houses and cottages are not overshadowed by, but there is in the center of the village. You can see that there is a large circular stone building.
Oh, for the Knights of the Round Table. I'm kidding. So it's a steep cliff. Is there a path cut into it?
So the steep cliff, you're on the other side of the streets. Like you're kind of on the land, walking up a just kind of a sloping passage that's just leading you towards Blue Stitch. At the moment, it's mostly just plains, just grass, but the cliff edge is to the side of you. And from the kind of how steep this incline is becoming, you imagine there's also a cliff on the other side that leads down to the Dragonmere proper.
Gotcha.
You are still effectively walking along the side of the estuary, the river that's leading down to the estuary and the Wyvern Flow.
So the steep cliff detail is more like, don't fall off of here, then we're going to have to do some climbing. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I was picturing climbing in our future and wondering why they hadn't built a road.
So what's the plan here, team?
Trudging along.
Trudging along?
Yeah.
Okay.
Being careful.
Yeah, trying to make sure I don't slip and fall.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's zoom out a little bit.
My zoom is completely broken on the map. Every time I
Broken?
zoom, every time I zoom, it like zooms while I'm dragging the thing, and then just snaps back to the original zoom level,
Mine's doing
really?
the same. It's not.
What?
and then it won't let me scroll it either.
Oh yeah, I can't scroll.
What?
Yeah, it's like really broken on this map for some reason.
What?
It's been fine before.
I was.
I tried
I'm-
to zoom in on blue stitch before.
Yeah. I thought you changed to another map by accident, and I was like, "Oh, he'll switch it." But it's like fucked. If I try and zoom out, it's all weird.
What in the fuck?
Is the map on the GM layer maybe and not the background layer?
I don't think it is.
Oh yeah, if I reload, I'm now in the new map.
Oh, okay.
I
We'll refresh.
I wasn't even in that map. I was still on the main map.
What?
That's weird.
Now
What
I'm
in
on the
the
one
fuck?
with the ring.
I was on a blank page, so I'll
I think it broke
refresh
when
and
you
see.
switched.
What the
Oh, new
fuck?
map.
There it is. Found it. What a
There's
cute little
the map.
village.
That is cute.
Uh-huh.
What a quiet village.
Glad this is working properly.
That's weird.
Off
Well,
to
we
a good
fixed
start.
it. We fixed it.
But we're here. Off to a good start indeed. So you're gonna have to picture this in a bit more, darkness, as it is evening time. The sun is setting off the edge of the cliff over the Dragon Mare, and as you are getting closer to this village, you can very much smell the sea breeze and hear the seagulls settling. You walk down the main street, the one that is in the bottom of this picture here, and you can interact with the village as you see fit. But as you walk in, you can see that there are the citizens here seem very skeptical of you as you start walking down the main street. Many of them kind of give you disgruntled looks and close their shutters as you walk past.
Shield their children.
Shield them. Don't look. Don't look, Timmy.
Don't look at them.
Well, I wonder what they're upset about.
I look at Nugget. Maybe it's the giant rat.
Oh, it could be.
What time of the day is it? It's like evening, right?
Yep. It's getting late now.
Can I tell if they're giving all of us disgruntled looks, or is it just like?
You can
certain
give me a
members of the party?
perception or a...
I will do that just for you.
Oh.
Once I over my
Little old me?
Yeah, just for you. Nobody else would I do this for.
Okay, it is hard for you to tell. You're just getting you're kind of more focused on the fact that like it's like every person that you look to, they're already like
Yeah, right.
you're not catching them mid. They're already.
No,
No mid murmuring for you.
We're not getting much from Oro either, unfortunately.
Convinced it's Nugget.
Mm-hmm.
well, hopefully, an innkeeper or someone will be more hospitable.
Yeah, maybe. Can
We
we see?
they'd have to be.
Is there an inn that we can see from where we are?
Nowhere in this village has any signage that indicates to you that there is a inn or tavern here.
And there's nobody walking around.
There are people walking around, but they seem to be actively avoiding you.
I want to shout out to the nearest person. It's like, excuse me.
So you see somebody about to turn the corner in the center of the village here, just to the left of the main entryway, and you see them. They're just carrying a bushel of carrots.
I think it's a bushel of apples.
And they see you. Can you have a bushel of carrots? Can you not? I don't know.
I don't actually know.
Either way, they see you and they start to hurry. You can see that they're hurrying, and you shout out to them. What do you say?
Excuse me.
And they turn around, they catch you, and they hurry up. They rush further faster.
Apples and carrots.
I'm surprised nobody in chat has said anything about a bushel of carrots yet.
Wow.
They're all Googling what you call
I was going to say, we
carrots.
usually have such a knowledgeable chat, and nobody's come into actually me
Either
yet.
that or there's a big rabbit hole that we didn't know about and we've just sent everyone down it.
True.
They'll resurface in 5 or 10 minutes.
We've sent them all on their own quest.
This actually happened in Katie's chat the other day. She was streaming is it Oregon Trail?
Yeah.
And at the very beginning of the stream, you saw the word immigrate and emigrate. Or you saw someone was emigrating, not immigrating. And you were like, oh, I wonder why they're spelling it that way. So I went off and I Googled it. I was like, what's the difference between emigrate and immigrate? I'm really interested now. And it took me like, I don't know, 5 minutes to find a description that made sense to my brain. I came back to your chat and someone had already answered the question.
Oh, no.
Like immediately. And I was like, fuck.
If I had stayed. But you learned something. Look at it. We're being educational.
Yeah, exactly.
The difference then, you can't leave everyone hanging now.
Oh, you want to know the difference? So emigrating is leaving a country. Immigrating is coming into the country. So it's the same kind of spectrum. It's just the beginning and the end.
Okay. Thank you.
There you go.
You're very welcome. Everyone's learned something they probably already knew. Never mind.
Except for us. We didn't know, Tom.
Okay, well, I mean, Katie, you should know. Pay attention to your chat when you're streaming.
No. I knew after everyone told me, but I didn't know at the beginning of the game.
There you go. Tom can immigrate into my pants any day. Thanks.
Oh my
Miles.
God. Who said that?
Miles.
Miles, go drink some water.
Goodness. Wash your mouth
soap.
out with soap. Outrageous. But the person that you're trying to flag down has hurried away from you. It is a small gnomish lady.
Do I have something on my face or something? Is that why she ran away? Do you guys see
I
that?
look at her face. Do I see anything on her face?
There's nothing on her face apart from... do you have anything on your face that's...
Just normal face.
Just
Goblin
normal face. No,
You have
nose
a normal face
piercing.
on your face. Whose face?
It's your face. Like, it looks fine to me. I don't think.
Tighten your border controls.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry for interrupting you there, Katie. That just
No,
made me
you're
laugh.
fine.
Tighten your border controls. Oh my God.
Canuck wanted posters all over town for members of circus actors, dead or alive. 3 recognizable sketches. Oh, no.
I'm trying to open my Pepsi without it going on the mic as ASMR.
His displeasure?
Right? Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't stay in town.
I mean, it doesn't look like there's a
not.
tavern. At least there's no signs. I don't feel like we should be knocking on these people's houses if they so blatantly don't want to talk to us in just the street.
Did the person like running away, did they look like disgruntled running away? Like, I hate those people. Or did they look like scared running away? Like, oh my God, I can't be seen talking to those people.
She looked like she was trying to avoid you. It was difficult to determine whether or not it was out of fear or out of just these guys.
These guys. How verde.
These guys. Where does someone run with a bushel of carrots?
To the grocery seller.
Or
I don't
from
know.
the grocery seller.
Yeah. Home.
Oh, yeah.
So you said there wasn't a sign saying that there was an inn. Are there not any signs for businesses at all, or just no inns? Or there's not a tavern either?
From where you are currently, you're not seeing any obvious signage for anything.
Okay. Maybe we make a circle around and see if we see any businesses that make sense. And then if not, we just find somewhere outside of town that doesn't seem dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're going to do a circle around the main stone building in the center?
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk around it, and you can kind of see that the main building in the center has a couple of it looks like stalls around the perimeter of the wall. Some areas you kind of walk past, some segments of it, if you like, have like potted plants and flowers that are being tended to because they clearly look like they've been looked after. But the buildings surrounding you, for the most part, seem just to be houses.
Can we tell what's
the
inside?
Majority... Sorry, go ahead.
Can we tell what's inside the stone circle?
There is a big kind of metal gate at the front with a what do you call it? Portcullis, but it's been lowered.
Okay.
Can
And you
we?
said someone is. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can we just peer inside to see what?
Yeah, you can have a
Isn't
quick
it?
look. Yeah. So you kind of have a cheeky peek, and what you can see on the inside appears that there's a small kind of wooden stage in there. You can see that there are small sets of stairs that are inlaid into the side of the walls on the inside that go up to the inside of this big stone structure. There are maybe 6 different pairs of stairs kind of dotted symmetrically around it that lead up to what appears to be a kind of flat walkway on the inside of the perimeter there. You can kind of see that the walls, once you get up there, look like they've got arrow slits in them. It looks quite defensive. God spake, and there was Katie.
I had to finish putting my face on. So this looks like where they go if there's like an attack, probably, huh?
That would be your best guess.
I'm sorry, that was probably really loud.
From where you are, it looks as if there is a statue on the inside, but it's hard to get a good look. It's kind of tucked away to the side.
And you said there are people currently tending the flowers?
No, it's just I meant more that they have been well tended. It looks
Okay.
like there is a nice flower garden here that's been looked after.
Okay.
They're kind of just dotted around the center of it. It looks like it's a very quaint, nice little town where people seemingly care about their community and its appearance, but it's clearly not super fond of outsiders.
Based on where it is in the map, would it be pretty reasonable to assume that they don't get a lot of visitors? I can't remember where it is in the large map.
Do you want to?
It's kind of out of the way. I like.
Do you want to have
you
another look
probably
at the
just
map?
go to-
Yeah,
See if it works.
just for a second. Because I know like roughly where it is, but it's weird to me because I guess because it's so small, it seems like it would be kind of like the last stopover before having to like cross the entire Dragonmere, but I guess that may not just be very big actually for a boat. So maybe they didn't have to be like a kind of like, I don't know, stopgap town, if that makes sense. Like,
Do you mean across the Blue Mist Trail here? Or do you mean going from the Wyvern Flow out into the Dragonmere and across it?
Yeah, like so normally the way that like trade routes would be set up, like this is like meta, obviously this isn't narrowly sinking, but like normally trade routes that have like water flows, cities that exist along the water would be like trade towns, right? And if this is one of the last like towns on the map at the mouth of the river before the Dragonmere opens up, you would think that people would stop here at least fairly often if they're about to head on a long journey, like maybe they're crossing the Dragonmere and going through the neck off somewhere further or whatever. So it's like, I guess if that little stretch of river isn't that long from the bigger cities like Wayloon, they didn't need to stop in Blue Stitch. Like enough travel hadn't passed that they need to like resupply before heading off. So it's just
one thing you'll note from where you are in relation to the sea is that you know the Blue Stitch is a fishing town. at the
Mhm.
very least. But everywhere that you've seen from Blue Stitch, you are very high up.
So it's hard to get to. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. So they go fishing and they bring their fish inland and trade and stuff, but it's not necessarily like a convenient stop off. So they probably don't get a whole lot of visitors.
In addition, what you knew of the traders, the fish traders, from when you were in Walloon, if you recall, is that mostly they are from Blue Stitch, but sell and trade in Walloon.
Okay. All right. It seems like a nice enough place, but I guess they don't get a lot of visitors.
Well, they've had bad experiences with visitors.
Might explain the tower.
Should we try and is there other people walking around?
There, I mean, you can see this. Let's go back to the other map. Let's go.
Here.
No long loading times because I pay for Roll20 Plus or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
You can see that deeper in the village. Did you sneeze? You coughing? You okay?
It was just coughing, but I couldn't find my cursor quickly enough
Oh,
to
no.
mute myself, so I was trying to like stifle the cough, and then I like choked on it. I don't know.
So, because I've got my main monitor's here and it's got the map on, and my second monitor's here, and that's where you are. In the periphery of my vision, it looked to me like you dabbed because I didn't really. There was such a small cough noise. It just looked like you dabbed. I was like, Katie,
what the fuck? No dabs.
Anyway, so you can hear the shuffling of footsteps, and you've seen some kind of silhouettes moving around in this area over here.
I mean, maybe one of you guys should try and talk to someone. Doesn't seem like anyone wants to talk to a small gobbo like me.
Maybe they'll feel better about us if we tell them that we took care of the bandits. I'm sure that impacts them too, right? They fish. So
Unless the bandits lived here. Unless this is the bandit home.
I guess we'll see. We can try to find someone else to talk to, though, just before we go sleep on the ground.
Mhm.
So we'll head
like
over
I
that
said,
way.
Yeah, the only place that you've seen any rummaging has been over there. Apart from you've seen that there are some like at least lamplight or candlelight flickering within some windows. People are clearly occupying these buildings. They're just not in the street as such. You make your way in that direction, and as you can see, is kind of like a small gap between the buildings, and you kind of shuffle and push your way through. Nugget kind of quietly walking along. There's a huge silhouette of a bat. As you make your way over there, you can see that they are not in the center of this little courtyard, but actually kind of in the corner of it, and they kind of see you coming, and they kind of like try to fade away into the shadows a little bit. It's not super effective because they kind of do so in a delayed manner. You can see that some of them have beverages, and they kind of, they try to kind of not catch your eye and just kind of blend away, but it's not very effective. You can see that there are two individuals here. One of them is an orc gentleman, and the other one is a shaven head lady, who both of them said are nursing drinks. Kind of just, they're just leaning against the wall, kind of just.
And there doesn't seem to be someone serving them drinks. So they're just sitting there by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excuse me. Everyone has seemed pretty hesitant to talk to us, but we were just hoping to stay in the inn. We chartered a ferry, but we were attacked by people from the cliffs and they sunk the boat. So we are on foot now and need a place to sleep. Preferably not in the wilds.
Adventurers, are we? Of course you are. Bloody hell.
Is that bad?
Listen here, love. We don't like you folk. All right? We like to kind of keep to ourselves.
Oh, we don't mean to pry or anything. We just need a place to sleep. But if you don't have an inn, then I guess there's no place to sleep.
There's no inn, right? No place for travelers, right? Unless
don't
you're
you-
a fish, then go, please.
Why don't you like adventurers?
Because you're all so high and mighty, and you come in here and you do your adventuring, and you fuck stuff up, and it's just we've got a bit of a history with you lot, and we don't really like you. So if you could please bugger off, that'd be swell. And the kind of the female presenting bald-headed person kind of just shoves him on the shoulder and just says, "Fuck off, dickhead. There's a campsite on the far side of the village. It's per side just for you and for people like you. We don't have an inn because we, like this arsehole said, bad history with you lot. Stay there, make no noises, be quiet, have a nice evening to yourselves, don't bother no one, and you'll be all right. All right?"
Okay. Do you mind telling me about what happened with the adventures before? If not, that's fine. I'm just curious.
I see you're not familiar with Blue Stitch.
Not very, no.
Heard nothing about us? No stories?
I had a
History
bit of a
check.
sheltered upbringing.
Look at the eyebrows on Tux.
Dogs knows things.
Do I
He
know
does.
things?
He punches and
know.
he knows things.
I punched the knowledge out of things.
You tell me.
I definitely don't. I'm not even gonna roll.
Roll me a history check.
Or might have heard of something through the grapevine.
Yeah, maybe.
Do I
I
get
think it's perfectly
advantage?
reasonable to think either you two might have heard something. I definitely haven't.
I get advantage, right?
I will give you advantage on this one, but again, the good stuff is gonna be a high DC. Okay. So Randall, because of Randall's background, gets advantage on some history rolls when it comes to the stories of places and potentially people.
Stories.
But that doesn't mean that the good stuff's not hidden behind some high DCs. In this particular case, something tickles your mind about Blue Stitch, and that you've heard a little something. As this individual seems very, kind of flustered, trying to explain to you, that there is a history. Something kind of clicks in your memory, and that is that you think that maybe Blue Stitch is the name of the place that you've kind of assigned in the back of your head to a story, because maybe the name of the place has just escaped your memory, but the story's there. And that it is about a child named Kalashi. This child was caught up in a battle between a powerful water elemental and a group of adventurers. The group of adventurers and the water elemental had a huge fight near the lighthouse of Blue Stitch, which resulted in the lighthouse being destroyed, which, as you might imagine, for a fishing town at the estuary of the Dragon Mare, is quite a significant thing. Kalashi, the child, legend has it, tamed the water elemental, and because of that, Umberlee, the goddess of the sea, rewarded them. That's all you remember. You can't remember much else.
Would Randall remember more with a D6 bonus from Bryce?
That depends on how high he rolls.
Hey-o.
What is he doing?
That took a long
Oh,
time.
yeah, it did take a long time. That was a delayed bwop, but the bwop was a good bwop.
It built tension.
Okay. Yes, you would remember more. Actually, so what you remember is that the gift from Unbelief was a bit fucked up.
Oh,
It was a little bit fucked up. So Unbelief is not known to necessarily be the most benevolent of gods, and the boon was not as benevolent as you might think when it comes to gods coming in, swooping in, and being like, "Yes, I condone this behavior, this befriending of a water elemental." What you understand of it is that actually Unbelief trapped the water elemental in servitude and forced it to become a beacon of sorts that would keep the town of Blue Stitch out of harm's way from storms for the most part. And that it currently lies in the ruins of the lighthouse. And as this memory comes to you, as this story kind of forms in your mind, and the dusk settles into night, you kind of see in the periphery of your vision a bright white light that kind of shines just on the horizon back towards the lighthouse.
oh.
I like to think that Randall has like a flashback moment of like a That's So Raven, like a whoa, it's too much information suddenly.
I know everything about your town. I know everything about you, Billy. You had carrots for breakfast. You all love your bushels of carrots.
all of you love your carrots. You love your carrots so much.
That's why you can see so well. Evelyn, send this
And
to
the trap.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I do remember your whole backstory.
Wait a minute.
Do you did you say "oh" out loud?
Yes.
I just kind of turn and go, "What?"
Oh, I know this place, or I've heard of this place. I've heard the story. And we can leave these people to their drinks, and I can fill you in
Oh. Okay.
if you'd like. Quietly, obviously, at the campsite.
Yes, very quietly.
I was kind of like nod to the two people nursing their drinks, like, thank you, and kind of head towards the campsite.
Yeah. The bald-headed lady kind of nods, and the other person kind of swears under his breath as you leave,
Of course.
as you'd expect. So you, I assume, very carefully and quietly make your way across town and find yourself at this campsite that you can see just over here. Blomp. And over here, you can see that it is, in comparison to the rest of the village, disrepair is the word that you would use to describe this. It is not a nice place in particular. There are tents that are kind of propped up, but you can see that it looks a little bit like either some animals or some people have come here at some point and defecated.
Or maybe
you can see
both.
that for the most part it's not in the tents, but it's just in the general area. You can see that there are kind of like, it's just, compared to the rest of the place, this is not looked after at all.
Prestidigitation.
Can I tell if
spent
someone's
2 hours
deliberately gone out their way?
prestidigitation.
I don't want to sleep near poop. That's a perfectly legitimate use of it. I'm tired of dealing with excrement, human
Hey,
or
I'm not-
otherwise.
I'm not saying it's not a good use of your time. But yeah, so it looks like this place in particular is perhaps the villagers consider it a necessary evil to have somewhere just to put adventurers when they make their way through here.
Plus, they can deliberately go out their way and defecate in it.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, take that, adventurers.
I am
Oh my
going to
goodness.
make a concerted effort without spending too much time to make this place nicer than where we found it. Wait, what's happening?
Adam's becoming a goblin.
Oh,
Three
whoa.
times
in a row.
just dropping 3 goblins.
Once, twice, 3 times a
3
goblin.
gobos in a trench coat. Oh my god, hi Adam.
Damn.
It is time.
Shit. What an entrance to make suddenly 3 gobos appear in a trench coat. That's a
Oh my
campsite
goodness.
/ pooping spot.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I'm making a concerted effort to leave this place nicer than where I found it. How I found it, I mean. So
Okay.
I would like to like clean it up. Do the tents look like threadbare, or maybe like they need patching and stuff? I'm gonna
They're
mend the
definitely,
shit
yeah.
out of them. I'm gonna like make the tents all nice and pretty. I'm gonna clean the area up. I see there's like foresty stuff in the area, and I remember them having flower beds. I'm like
Mhm.
might wonder like not super far, but go look for like maybe like a nice plant to replant or something, just to make it like look nice and well tended after. Like I
Aw.
want them to think better of us.
How about Oro and Randall and Nugget?
Well, I want Nugget to be like resting. I think Oro tries to help Neroli, but it feels like she's getting in the way of her like powers of doing it, and like just trying to help where I can.
Well, I would definitely ask for your help in finding like a good plant and like bringing it over, because I figure like a ranger knows more about plants than I do probably.
I can do
If
that.
I see you trying to help at first, then
Do you
I'll
wanna
ask
give
for
me
that later.
a survival check,
Plant check.
Oro?
Plant check. It's a
With it-
plant.
With advantage. 'cause
Oh
she's
no,
helping
they
me.
rearranged all our poop.
No.
So you managed to find you go off on a little scouting expedition in the hopes that you will find some pretty plants. Unfortunately, you don't find anything. But you're kind of convinced that there's nothing nice in the area. Not that you're not good enough at scouting. Just that this doesn't appear to be the kind of like the outskirts of the village is where you're looking rather than inside the village. It just doesn't look like the kind of the flora of the local vicinity kind of supports that kind of the thing that you're kind of looking for. But you're confident in your scrounging abilities nonetheless, and you actually do find some wild vegetables. You find some mushrooms that you think are edible, and you find some wild carrots.
Wild carrots. Are they purple?
Wild carrots.
I
They
want
are.
them to be purple.
They're all kinds of just curly,
Ooh.
bonkers. Yeah, super chunky. Some of them are round like apples, but they're definitely carrots.
Oh, bring them back.
So you don't find any flowers, but you find some veggies.
Dinner.
Bring them back. I couldn't find any cute flowers, but I found some weird looking carrots. Yeah.
Carrots.
Have
and
you ever
fish.
seen like actually like properly normally wild grown carrots? Because they come out fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
They come out super weird. Because when I was growing up, my parents had an allotment, so they would grow their own vegetables, and then because if you're growing them, you might as well eat them, etc. They bring them back, and I would always be the person who was assigned to peeling them before our dinners and stuff. And they are annoying as shit to peel. Oh my god! You got a carrot? Peel. No problem. You got a funky wild carrot? No. You're there for 20 minutes. Anyway, fuck wild carrots. But you found a lovely wild carrot.
Adventurers don't peel carrots; they just cut them up and make them into stew.
Tasty. Google's weird carrots.
Keep your safe search on when you do that.
Found the final boss.
Even got
That's
a
what the
little
statue
angry
is.
face.
That is exactly the kind of carrot.
Mecha carrot.
Welcome to D&D and Tom's childhood trauma. I told a story last week as well, didn't I? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Listen, if you're not exploring childhood trauma, are you even playing TD?
Come
on.
Exactly. It's some kind of
It's free
therapy.
Yeah.
If that's the final boss, I head out. I'm leaving. No carrots for me.
Well, I'll definitely help turn that into some kind of meal. And I'll I guess I'll like light another stick of or not another, but I'll light like a stick of incense too. Just doing everything to like look like we're nice people. Cleaned up the place, fixed it up. Look, it smells nice.
Okay. How about Randall? What's Randall doing?
Shit
I
on the
think,
floor.
well, yeah. It says poop and smell right there.
It says book
It's like right behind Neurally. She's like cleaning up.
Just cleans it up.
Just following
Turn
behind
around.
her as, she,
Bad
as she's
Randall.
cleaning stuff.
Rub your nose in it.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
I
My
think,
Hewitt
well,
spice pouch. What's that? I feel like I want it. Sorry. Go ahead. What were you gonna do?
Oh.
I wonder what a Hewitt spice pouch is. But while you're cleaning up and Aura was off looking for flowers, I'll probably be like putting the fire pit together because I assume that also is not in.
No, that's a
Good
very
condition,
good,
so.
very good option.
Get some wood and make a little fire.
Okie dokie. So, is there anything else that you guys want to do with your evening, apart from use your wild veggies for dinner? Clean up the place. You happy with this as your?
And
Place to
and
sleep
Randall
tonight?
tells us a story. That's
Mhm.
the
Yes. Okay. Well, in which
Round the
case, I would
campfire.
like
Good
Randall to tell the story, please.
Oh, but it's been like 2 minutes and I've already forgotten all of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't feel like this is fair because like my memory is not Randall's memory.
That's true.
Okay. You give me
Like,
your
he was-
best. You tell the story as best as you can. I'll fill any blanks.
Okay. It's mostly going to be names.
Oh, names are fine. Yeah. Well,
So there was some number of years ago. There was a battle here between some adventurers and a wild water elemental. That
wild one.
wild one, like these carrots.
Just
Who wasn't
came
like
across a
neatly formed.
Pokemon.
It was
Yeah, it wasn't like a normal water elemental that you see
Yeah.
in the books.
No.
No,
no, it's a wild one.
it was a Y shape.
it was a wild one.
And then so these adventurers are having a battle with this near here. But there was also a child involved, a child from the village whose name begins with a U.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Rashi.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Mhm.
That one.
Umberly is the U. Is the
Umber-
U. That's
yeah.
yeah.
I knew
Keep
one
going.
of
No.
Um,
I my memory is also terrible. So especially when it comes to names, you have nothing but sympathy from me. Continue.
these. And then, so in the heat of battle, somehow the lighthouse that the village here is so reliant on is destroyed, which is disastrous for this town because then like that's one of their main things is shipping in and out and their fishing. So eventually in this battle, the child actually comes out the hero and manages to tame the water elemental in the midst of battle. And calm is restored. But for this, the person beginning with you, the god,
Umberly.
they bestow a gift upon the child. And that gift is a bit weird, especially for a child. So Umberly traps the water elemental in the broken remains of the lighthouse and uses it as a ward against storms and also as a lighthouse. And that's the light you can see on the horizon over there.
Oh.
It's the light.
Oh.
And I think that's why they don't like adventurers too much, because destroying their lighthouse and stuff.
Well told.
These carrots are delicious.
Yeah, it definitely tastes like a beef stew with carrots because I prestidigitation a stew. Because I don't think we had beef, but that's what it tastes like. I don't really understand why they don't like adventurers, because the water elemental definitely would have killed the child if the adventurers weren't there fighting the water elemental so that it was distracted and the child could tame it.
So to clarify, this is my own storytelling, not Dox's. The adventurers were killed by the water elemental.
I see.
The child tamed it after the battle was over and the lighthouse was already destroyed. The story is actually that the child tamed it with a dance.
Can we see the dance?
Do you think Randall would have got the dance from the story?
Unfortunately, dances aren't really the thing that's passed through stories.
Just mime it.
In fact-
I'm sure there was an instruction booklet.
Well, actually, it's
Or mime
really
it.
interesting. It's actually really interesting. Like, to get to the point of knowing the story was about here, it took us collecting like 300 other stories, different variants of the story with all different things. Where it's a whole thing. I could go on for hours.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Carrots were well fertilized outdoors there. Oh no.
Look at these huge carrots. They're so big. I've never seen carrots this big.
Why do they
before.
look like a human?
Just thinking of all the human poop that might have
Yeah.
fertilized the
Yeah.
carrots.
Horizontal gene transfer.
If we have to make poison checks later, we'll know why. Make a constitution save from your poop carrot stew.
Carrot.
At least we haven't offered it to all the villagers and then worked out that that's what.
Why do they hate adventurers? Well, some of them destroyed the lighthouse, and some others gave them poop carrot stew.
Yeah.
They don't have a good track record.
In 400 years' time, Rendell is sitting here with a party of 3 talking about
Rendell.
Wife and Stitch hates adventurers. Well, this
They've got a
one time they were all
history.
given the shits.
Oh, I love it. Okay. So you settle down with the story. You have some delicious stew. Is there anything that you want to do with your evening apart from sleep now?
I would like to still have watches, but that's like during the sleep time.
So what do you guys think about Nirali's idea of having watches? I mean, you're in a quite built up area, but there are no walls.
I think we probably should have a watch. Like, how do we know how deep their hate runs at this village?
Yeah.
And they were literally bandits, like literally just over there.
It was maybe an hour's walk at least, but yeah.
Just over there. D&D
It was not that
terms.
far.
Just over
Around the
there.
corner, yeah.
Yes, do the watches. Fine with me.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
for like the rest of the evening, Randall will just be like writing up his notes into less noted form.
Okay, cool. Okie dokie. So you have a peaceful night's sleep. That even goes for Nirali, whose last night's sleep was a bit scary. But you guys sleep well. You are woken up relatively early by kind of just people walking around the village. One of the houses that is directly adjacent to you guys purposefully slams the shutter open as they wake up in the morning, and just BAM! And that kind of like jolts you awake. And okay. And then from then on, it's just, people start going about their morning. But you get all of your spell slots back and your health points and all that kind of stuff.
Everyone comes over for their morning poop.
You wake up to just someone squatting next to you.
It's lovely and clean here now. Don't have to dodge anything.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So what are your plans for the day?
I guess make breakfast and leave. They don't want anything to do with us, so
Okay.
head
Got
to
any
the.
leftovers from the night before?
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably just like kept it simmering throughout the night with the campfire.
Yeah.
Add a little
Okay.
water to it here and there.
So I can take us away from this map if you'd like, but where do you want to go? You know that the Drake's underbelly is in the local vicinity, but that is all you know.
And we know that that's basically like a pirate's cove.
Yes, you know it's a smuggler's cove. You know
Smuggler's
that
Cove.
the person who is responsible for it, Broderick Black Eyes Shelley, is a pirate. And you're from the description that you were given, you know that it's in the cliff face. That's what you got.
Maybe we could see if someone will tell us. Maybe like the person last night was at least talking to us. Maybe we could find one person that would help.
Or her
Yes.
again, if we, or them,
Yeah.
if we see them again.
Mm.
That would be preferable, I suppose. I just like, they're like, we don't like adventurers, so if we walk around and we're like, you know where the Smuggler's Cove is at? It's not going to be too well received, I think.
True.
And we don't see any like beggars or anything around.
Nope, not a single one.
Do any of the children, or are there any children?
There are some children, yeah.
Do they look
For the most
equally
part,
disdainful?
you've seen a couple of kids kind of playing in the streets, but the others that you've seen have mostly been kind of tucked beside their parents. There's nothing that innately, you know, that shows you that they are like adventurers. They're the ones that are next to their parents are kind of like hiding away from you.
Okay.
You kind of assume that that's because the parents have been like them baddies.
Yeah, something like that. Do you want
Adventure
to
danger.
adventure danger? Do you want to make another circuit around town and see if we notice anyone being even remotely friendly before just trying to find it on our own?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
As you're walking around the village center, you see two children that are play fighting. One of them has a stick that they're using as a sword, and the other is kind of spinning around and making water noises. And one of them kind of says, "Die! Die!" as they're hitting it with the stick. Die! Kids are
God.
crazy. God.
I think they're play acting that story.
Ah. Probably know not to talk to adventurers then.
Kind of weird though that the kid seems to be playing one of the adventurers if he's not taming it but fighting it.
That's true. I just assumed he was playing as the kid, but that makes sense. Or he's too scared to talk to anyone again.
As you're kind of
I
like
think,
walking
yeah.
around and taking in the scene, the child with the stick that they're using as a sword walks over to you guys and hands the stick to Randall and says, "You adventurer, I Kalashi," and then points back to the water elemental. "Kill it!" And then starts dancing on the spot. You're gonna just go
Like-
over and start wagging the stick at the
Yeah,
kid.
but like not with like really slowly and like with
Uh-huh.
no
I would maybe
actual-
not actually even hit the child. Maybe miss every time.
I actually dropped the stick and changed it for my quarterstaff.
Oh god, no.
No, I use flurry of blows.
Jesus.
That's how we accidentally, I think, killed a kid.
What's the
When was
AC
the
of a
last time
child?
that you happened? You were in a small village and destroy. Oh my god! Okay, let's not talk about the windmill incident again.
Listen,
So long ago.
sometimes drastic times call for drastic measures.
Kids attacking you.
So,
Fireball.
with prestidigitation, I can create a harmless sensory effect.
Uh-huh.
Can I just make like some of it is like little sounds like music notes instead of music notes? Could I make like water? I don't know if I know what a water elemental would sound like, but maybe like water sloshy sounds.
Yeah.
Like as the kid moves or something.
Yeah. Sploosh, sploosh.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of doing that as there are now the two kids. One of them who is doing the dance.
Oh,
The dance.
nice.
The other one who is being the water elemental and getting the sploosh noises from you.
Mm-hmm.
Randall, you're
Yeah.
very gently, slowly play fighting with the kid who's being the water elemental. And then the little water elemental kid goes, "Sploosh! You're dead!"
I'll just like fall to the floor.
Fall over.
And I make a big water noise.
You fall over to the ground. And then the water elemental kid starts like dancing around, very happy at the defeat of the nasty adventurers, before they kind of play that the dancing from the dancing child has now calmed the water elemental, and they are friends and they hug.
That's so
Yay! And then they go over to check that you're okay. Can I have my stick back? Okay.
Do you want to play
Are
another
you
game?
are you a gross adventurer?
Do you want to play another game?
What's the other
Maybe
game?
what?
Do you want to play? Do you know how to play pirates?
How to play pirates? That sounds like a great game.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we have to think about where is our pirate base going to be.
Okay. Where's a good pirate base? How about in the circle? And they point to the big stone building behind you.
Ooh. What's in the circle that makes it such a good pirate base?
It's got big walls. Could hide all your pirate booty in it.
You could. It's a great place.
Where else would be good for pirates? On my ship in the sea.
But you got to hide your ship sometimes, because otherwise the authorities will catch you.
What's authorities?
Man, kid. I'm gonna say that.
They want to steal your booty.
What's taxation?
Oh, God.
What have we done?
This game has gone too far.
We gotta go.
My brain went without representation. I'm like, no, programming. I feel like throwing tea in a harbor and I don't know why.
I don't know. Where would be good for pirates?
What about a cove?
What's a cove?
It's like a cave on the water edge. You can sail a boat into it.
We've got big cliffs.
Mm,
They could have coves.
they could. Have you seen any?
Wow. There are lots of coves.
This has to be a big cove, though, because you've got to fit your pirate booty in.
The biggest cove. Drake's Cove.
Oh, it sounds piratey, doesn't it?
Sounds very piratey.
Sounds piratey to me.
That's where I would put my pirate base. Now what?
Well, where's it at?
My pirate base?
No,
Drake's Cove, silly. You're not paying attention?
Where's Drake's toe?
Jeez, this one, am I right?
Not playing.
The other kid says, "Stupid adventurers."
Well, your pirate mates need to know where the cove is. Otherwise, how are we going to get the boat there?
That is a hard bit. Maybe it wouldn't be hard to find. Because the lighthouse.
Oh, it's by the lighthouse.
Yeah. Stupid.
Oh.
You don't know nothing. Don't know where to put a good pirate's cove. Don't know where Drake's cove is.
But I do know the most important bit about being a pirate.
What's that?
Fighting.
And they run away. And they run away from you.
So they look
Play
actually scared. Okay, good.
Playfully.
I was like, oh no.
We gotta
We
go.
scared the children. Time to leave.
Rondel in 600 years' time tells the story.
I love the idea that Randall eventually settles down and has a child and names them Rindle. And he settles down and has a child and names them Rondel. The family name is just different values. There's gonna be a Rindle. There's a sometimes
Excellent.
Y Rindle.
I'm gonna have a kid called Tam.
Rundle.
It's like how the Irish pronounce my name. Tam.
Tam.
Tam. That's what you do it. Put an A instead of an O. Tam. Suddenly you're Irish. Okay. So the kids are gone. They're giggling. They're running. They're having a swell old time. They're very
Before we
happy
left
with
the
their interaction.
campsite, I made sure it looked very nice.
I took that note. That's been deeply applied. We had a 10-minute segment of nearly clean the gap.
Hey, I just
Cleaning
made
montage.
Sure.
What if in the middle of the night any of you guys needed to do a never mind. I'm not even going to go down that road. It's not worth it.
Then we
It's not
wouldn't
worth-
have
it's
done
not-
it in our
It's
own
not worth the joke.
campsite.
It's not worth the joke. It's not, I'm just going to leave it. It's not even worth it. Okay.
Let's head
You
to
think
the lighthouse.
Tam is an
area.
actual name? What? For reals? What the Irish girlfriend I had when I was like 16 or something. I always that's how I always did her accent if I wanted to do it, because whenever she would say my name, she'd say Tam instead of Tom. Tam is a name? For real? Well, now I feel kind of bad. Not that bad. A little bit bad. Not that bad.
Now they're calling you the wrong name, so
Yeah, exactly. Right. Bullshit. I feel like we need an RP scene to fully understand how clean it is.
I did say I was prestidigitation and mending, so there's that.
Tam's a name, you bleeding mad yoke. I mean, I trust you, Miles. I trust you. Kids in 2020, D&D, no taxation without representation. I'm so confused about what's going on. Hi, Happy Hero. We're playing D&D. Have you seen D&D before? Have you been here for one of our Sunday streams?
Yeah, this is pretty par for the course.
Talking about poo.
If you stretch your mouth with fingers and say, I was born on a pirate ship, it may be this town. We used to do that all the time as kids.
Wait, what? Stretch your
Put
mouth
your
with
fingers in
fingers.
your mouth, stretch it out, and then say, I was born on a pirate ship.
Because that makes you say a pirate shit. Because
Or
you can't properly.
Yeah, a pile of shit.
Got it.
That was a very clever joke. That was
Yes,
underappreciated, Kanak. That was very good. Okay, right. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything else. Mean adventurers, yeah, very mean. Happy Hero for some reason saying kill the kids. You got a dark soul. Right. Okay. What do?
I can lend Hurley the Fireball t-shirt I have. It wasn't Fireball. It was just, what was it, prestidigitation?
Yeah.
There's a lot of flammable stuff is what it was. Sorry about that. Let me just get that out of the way now.
Everything okay?
Yep, just knock something over because I'm clumsy. So now I've done that F11 thing and roll 20's freaking
Literally
out.
yesterday that I knocked over a glass of water or my drink whilst I was playing Half-Life Alex.
Yeah.
You're not the only one.
It happens. It happens.
Tam is just a Gaelic version of Tom. Oh, well, there you go. We all learned something today.
And now we
Hi,
know.
Torty.
Hello, I'm awake. Oh my gosh, there's sparkles going on. Where's that from?
Who said it in chat? Need to add sparkles to the screen. I was like, I have a sparkle GIF
Oh.
somewhere. I'm
Oh
adding
my
it to
god,
the
I
overlay.
love that.
I found it, but it was
campsite
huge.
spider.
I was
There you
like, wait, what's happening? Sorry, we somehow blew up the campsite? What? It was just cleaning up poo.
It was structural poo.
Structural. That was load-bearing poop. Thank you very much. Oh, that's a load-bearing poster. Head to the lighthouse, but don't get too close because water elemental thingy.
Sure.
Look for a way down.
Okay.
You know it's fine.
Okay. Let me just check everything. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. We're moving you.
Whoa,
We're moving you.
I am moved.
deeply.
Spiritually?
Yeah. I'm glad we went the same direction with that.
All right, everyone in exactly the same direction. That's excellent. Okay. Everyone on the map?
We were moved.
Yeah.
It actually worked this time?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, excellent. So on the precipice of this.
Nice word. Wow.
Thank you.
10 out of 10 words.
On the precipice of this cliff here, you can see the ruins of the lighthouse, as I mentioned before. You're a little way out, and the kind of this morning fog that has rolled in onto the coast from the sea. You can see that the cliff is steep, but you're not close enough to really have a good look at the tower or the cliff edge itself. But you can see that in the center of this building, kind of just above the walls, but above the majority of the walls, there are kind of some that are kind of blocking the light a little bit. You can see that there is a softly glowing blue orb that is kind of suspended in the air.
That's weird.
Yeah, I say we should probably avoid it, make a wide berth, not only because we don't want to aggravate it if it's some kind of protector, but also because we don't want them to think that we've come here to kill their water elemental again.
True.
I also don't want to be killed by a water elemental.
Yeah,
Most
that too.
importantly, yeah. Good point.
I think I'd probably start like trying to walk around the like edge, like make a wide berth around the lighthouse and like kind of like sidle up to the cliff and see if like if this particular part is very high up and if I can like tell if there's like a cave under it.
Sure. So as you look over the edge, something that's not on this map here, you can see is the wreckage of a ship tucked up against the cove.
There's a shipwreck down here. How
You
far
can
down is
just about see it kind of tucked up against the rocks itself. It is... I'm really bad with distance. Let's say far.
How many double-decker buses?
How many double-decker buses? 8 double-decker buses.
Oh, far.
Far.
Whoa.
It's a drop. It would be a long drop.
Far out, dude.
A far drop.
Dude.
Dude.
Maybe Nugget can take us down. We can get a closer look. Does it look like there are parts of it we could still stand on? Or from what I can see?
It is the way that it is wrecked is kind of pretty much vertically, like it's kind of really smashed up against the rocks. It's very little of it is left. The rocks around it look like there could be some kind of footholds, etc. Also, I'd just like to point out how much I love that you managed to persuade some kids to give you that was such an excellent way of doing that. Do you have inspiration, Docs? You should have some inspiration for that idea because it was very good. A delayed inspiration, but inspiration nonetheless.
I do have not no now have inspiration. I didn't have inspiration before.
Hey.
Very eloquent. Yeah. Okay.
That's me. Known for my good words.
Got the good words. Or do you want to maybe have Nugget take you to peek in there and maybe see if we don't even have to go too far in?
I think we should be careful because typically lighthouses are used to stop ships being wrecked. And there's a wrecked ship right by the lighthouse. Which just seems a bit weird. Maybe it wasn't wrecked in the traditional sense of hitting rocks.
There's that. Or they were heading for the cove down there and missed.
True.
Should we try to... Is there any kind of like a beach down there at all?
No, not that you can see.
There's really no way to get there except via boat or to just go down.
Shall I get on Nugget and fly out a little bit and just see if I can see exactly where a cove may be or something?
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'd like to do that, please.
Sure. So on Nugget we get flap. Nugget pushes themselves off of the steep cliff face, and you get a chance to get the sea spray up in your hair. And you can see as you kind of get closer to the water and you swoop out and come back in, you get a good chance to look at the cliff face itself. There does appear to be a cave entryway. It's kind of tucked in the base of the cliff. And it looks like it would be possible to sail into it, though it is quite a tight fit. It would have to be a relatively small to medium, maybe possibly sized boat.
Okay.
Give me a perception check.
22.
Ooh.
Wow. Good
Okay,
roll.
you.
So as you are kind of flying over the surface of the water, relatively low, you can see there's plenty of seaweed underneath the surface, as you might imagine. But there's something that kind of registers in your perception is that the seaweed, for the most part, doesn't look like it's kind of coming and going with the tide. It doesn't look like it's, the waves come in and the seaweed kind of settles, or it like rushes and then it settles and it rushes and then it settles. It looks like it is constantly being pulled by some kind of ripping undercurrent that is sucking water into the cave from underneath the surface.
Okay.
Danger.
Hi, Hannah.
Hello. All right. Okay. Shall go back and report my findings. That we could probably get if we need like a small boat to get in there, a tiny little cave, but there seems to be like a current that's under there that's like dragging into the cave. So that doesn't seem like a great plan, but there's a cave there. You muted, Katie. You muted.
I thought that you were still talking and I interrupted you and you were telling me that I was muted. So I was like, oh, sorry, go on. Oh, wait, I'm muted. Heck. Do I know, based on her description, whether or not if I cast water walking on us, the current would impact us? I think it kind of makes the water like land. I don't think current would matter. I'm
Give
not
me
sure.
an Arcana check just to see if your understanding of the magics would cover that. The
Not
DC will
very
be low.
good at Arcana. Okay,
The
good.
DC's low.
7. Hope it's that low.
It's yeah, it was a 5.
Okay.
I feel like I like to put some things behind skill checks that you know they're very attainable, but there's a chance that your character might not know it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're very certain that you could walk across that with no problems with that spell.
Alternately, if we don't want to have to risk a shipwreck, I can just make sure we can all walk on water and the Nugget can fly us down one by one.
Yeah. Is that good?
I assume none of you have ever piloted a boat, because neither have I.
No.
No.
So
Have you not?
yes.
For
Well,
all
not
5 seconds?
Yes. I have not piloted a boat that has not sunk.
When you put it that way, I'm going to definitely cast water walking. But I can do this as a ritual, so I'm going to sit down and take 10 minutes to do it as a ritual, so I don't have to spend the spell
Smart.
slot. Yeah.
Okie dokie. All right. Okay, so you at the like I said, the precipice of this cliff, you kind of
We do
sit
still have
down
our
and-
baggies of bubble kelp. Keep
Yep.
is almost what I said. Bubble
Keep
your baggies. I love this baggies.
Baggies makes it sound
Reed
so
bags.
illicit.
Yeah.
I'd like a gram of bubble coat, please. Do you buy things in grams? I don't know.
Yes.
Well, either way, you do have some bubble kelp.
Bubble kelp.
How does your ritual look?
Let me see what I've got here. I take out a bowl. I pour a tiny little bit of water into the bottom, and I like stick a stick of incense in the ground, and I like prestidigitation light it. And I take out a book, and there's like a symbol that I have like on a like medallion type thing, and I put it into the water with a little tiny piece of soap, and I wash it with the soap and read from the book.
Okay. Cool. Fantastic. Well, after you finish that spell, you each have kind of a familiar kind of tenseness to your body that you wouldn't usually have, that you kind of feel across the surface of your skin and your clothes, and something about it kind of gives you the feeling that she's done it again. She's done that spell.
Oops, I did it
Nervily.
again.
Before we continue with the game, why don't we have a bio break?
Yes,
Why don't
that'd be very good.
Good idea.
We do.
I appreciate this.
Okay, if you guys have not seen our D&D streams before, our bio breaks aren't drawn out 10-minute breaks where we some other shit happens. We go for a wee and we come right back. So see you in a middle.
Be right back.
hello. Go for a try. I went for a try. It's one of the rare times that Jenny and I don't come back simultaneously. While at the water's edge, Nerly sees a skeleton hand with a ring on its finger. I've already had my fun trying to drag Nerly underwater with a cursed water walking ring. That was good fun though. That was one of those evil DM moments where you're like,
Suspicious. How suspicious.
I was just talking about the how much fun I had with the cursed water walking ring.
Oh, dude. Imagine if we didn't get rid of that. In a
Right?
world.
Imagine.
Synchronize your pee.
I was also going to mention the charity stream,
Yeah, let's do it.
which is coming up. You're pretty much done with the promo thing, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just putting it on screen. I was like, I'm going to put this on screen. It's going to be way too big. And it was way too big. So.
Yeah, let me open that up. There you go. I want to see it. Oh no, did I miss it?
No, I'm putting it back
my
up
god. Yeah, it's very.
Oh my god!
It looks so good.
I love
so
that
much.
Isabel's like sassing it too.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck?
You did not purchase a getaway on this island, nor are you here on tour.
I love that. I like her little cheeks.
Mhm.
And also a little waving hand of the demon. Oh, you're such a
Hello.
cutie pie. He's a little cutie pie. Look at him.
It's giving me Robert vibes, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, true.
Well, I mean, every D&D charity stream that we've had so far has had like some crazed motherfucker, like Robert kind of style thing.
I've never met another character quite like Robert. He was very memorable. I quite enjoyed him, even if he put me
Whoa.
to sleep in the middle of talking.
That is exactly what I wanted to hear.
Fatigue, my one weakness.
I love it, and Doom is one of my favorite games. Well, Hannah, you'll be very pleased to hear that on the 3rd of October, we are doing a charity stream for Black Girls Code. It's 3 games long, about 10 hours, and it will have a Doom game, an Animal Crossing game, and an Animal Crossing / Doom game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm quite proud of what we've concocted so far, and this is the promotional image that Jenny has created for it, which is phenomenal. And we're going to be...
So cute.
We've got so many good incentives. Like, the last couple of years, we've had some really good incentives, but we've got some really good incentives.
This year, they're
God.
really, really good at that.
Community coming through like,
Last
whoa.
year they were really good, and this year they're really good. So we can raise a lot of money. For
I
good
resent
cause.
that, Adam. Come watch Tom murder us all for charity. You didn't die last time. Adam.
There you go. There you go. It's gonna be. I'm quite comfortably gonna try and murder some people this time.
Yeah, because it wasn't Tom. Okay, that's fair.
Will there be any spoilers for Doom Eternal? No, there will not be any spoilers for Doom Eternal. It's Doom themed.
Yeah.
Just as if it's also Animal Crossing themed. There will be no spoilers for the games.
Frame of reference.
Crossing spoilers.
We normally have the charity stream in May, but quarantine and what is time and mental health and all kinds of nice things. So when this plan was formulated, it was when the internet realized that Doom and Animal Crossing were coming out on the same day, and there was a whole bunch of cross memes.
Yeah.
And so that was what spurred this idea. We're just executing it like 6 months later than planned.
If you haven't played Doom Eternal and you enjoy first-person shooters, play Doom Eternal, because oh my god, that game is phenomenal. It's so much fun. But I've also really enjoyed Animal Crossing as something that Jenny has been streaming since release, thankfully. because you have been the glue that has kept our sanity together with your streams every evening.
Animal Crossing kept my sanity in those things.
So there you go. We've got the two things that have the games that have brought 2020 together. Although I suppose, like, I'm sure there are other games, like, I don't know, Fall Guys, I suppose, should be up there.
A Fall Guys D&D game.
It'd just be constant skill checks. It'd just be forever dexterity saving throws. That's the whole thing.
True.
Okay, so I have to admit that I've actually definitely fallen hard into the Fall Guys train. And I got a crown on my very first day by winning. And I was like, this is not good. Now I really want to play this game a lot. And I've been playing the game a lot. I
like that.
I was like mad when I didn't get a crown on the second day, but then I got one on the third day. So I was like,
I'm sure there are plenty of people out now who have not got a single crown yet, and they're all very annoyed at you. Oh, Doxy!
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I haven't played that much.
That's fair. I played a lot.
I also don't care.
I haven't played any of it. I don't own it. But that's because there are two reasons. First off, it's not a big enough party game. Like, you can't have enough people in a party.
Yeah.
Which bums me out because we like to play games in quite big groups. But also, I have like the Mario Kart frustration with that kind of game, where if you're playing Mario Kart and you're in the middle of the group and you get hit by fucking everything, and it's not your fault, it's just because everyone's fighting around the same area, all the different power-ups are going off, and you just get fucked up, and you get really frustrated because you're like, I'm good at this game, why aren't I first? Oh, it's because everyone's out to get me. I would have that in Fall Guys so bad. Because I'd be like, if no one else was here, I'd win.
I have said something very similar to that. Like, if these were just skill-based and I was just competing on, like, time scores, then I would be, like, there'd be no point because I would just, like, I would be good at it. I'm good at platformers. But, like, you get trampled and you're just like, I'm out, man.
Exactly.
Like, like, if it weren't for other people, I'd be really good at this level. I've said that many times. Slime climb. I hate slime climb.
I haven't fallen into Fall Guys trap yet. Still on Ghost of Tsushima. I want to play Ghost of Tsushima and Neo 2 very badly, but I also don't want to have to deal with 30 FPS because I never would, like, historically that never would have bothered me until I played Bloodborne on the PlayStation, and it's 30 FPS, and it's just like after you've played Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 1 or whatever, or Sekiro at 60 or above, and it's like buttery smooth and there are no problems, and then you play Bloodborne and you're like, okay, I hate it. People who play Bloodborne don't have this problem. It's just me. I'm the only person I've ever heard to complain about this problem, but I hate it. Anywho.
Did you accidentally unplug your camera for a second there?
No, my home plug just sometimes decides it doesn't want to be connected anymore.
Oh.
Oh.
You're
And
back?
it needs to be turned off.
Are you
and
here, Docs?
Yeah.
You're here. He was
You were like,
fucking
fuck. Okay.
Wow, that's
Wait,
mean.
Is your internet connection stable now? You good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's STO? Sorry, yes, I'm ready. I got distracted.
Dogsy? We going, Dogsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Oh, Star Trek on there. Okay.
So we're taking Nugget.
The Nugget Express.
Or rather, Nugget's taking us down to the surface of the water. Is that right?
Yeah.
We're going down, down.
Okay, we're going down to the surface of the water on the back of a big bat. Anyway, so you are ferried from one place to another. What do you think the water's like? Like, you've got water walking, and there's some just you're at a lake. Easy, right? What happens if you're on like a tsunami?
Surf.
Like, what happens if you're just like, you're on the water And then do you just do this? Whoa! As the wave comes underneath you, or do
So
you think it hits you, pulls you underneath, and because you're water walking, you get pushed back up to the top?
The spell covers this actually. If you target a creature submerged in a liquid, the spell carries the target to the surface of the liquid at a rate of 60 feet per round.
Oh,
So you might get like swallowed up, and then you go whoo, and shoot back out the top.
Okay, excellent. So you are each individually, carefully ferried down to the water's edge. The water underneath you is splashing at your feet, but you find yourself kind of bobbing on the surface. Underneath you, the water is solid, but occasionally a wave will come and it'll kind of suck one of your feet underneath, and you're bumped back up to the top again for a second. It's not, it's a little bit odd, but other than that, perfectly fine. And you can see into this cave, this dim, dark cave. Let me find the map. As you look into it, you can see that there is a kind of a stone plateau, maybe 40, 50 feet away from the cave entrance. I hate distance. Distance is stupid. Away from the entrance. And you can see, not with any real clarity because of the darkness inside this cave, that it looks like it's relatively flat, relatively stable, and it seems to go deeper into the cave. The water itself seems to curve somewhat to the right, but this plateau is on the left before it goes out of sight.
Does the shipwreck look like there's anything left inside that we can see?
From what you can see, it looks like the majority of it has been is actually on the bottom of the water. It's very, very deep down there, and it's just the kind of front end. Is it the bow? I don't know. The bow is the word.
Bow is the front.
Yeah, the bow
Stern is the rear.
Well, there you go. The bow is on the rocks in front of you, but the body of the ship itself, including the stern, is at the bottom of the water.
Okay. Head inside to the platform. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Walking at normal pace, but doing the flash hands. We walk inside, and
Should we be quiet? Should we sneak? I think we should be quiet.
Yeah.
Pirate cave. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try.
They probably won't be pleased to see us.
Yeah, no.
Do we get bonus because we're walking on water and it's famously soft and quiet and it's a loud environment?
We're moving you to the cave right now.
He's like, I don't even care about your stealth checks.
Would you like to stealth check? Please go ahead.
Wait a minute. I have my pass without a
I didn't wait.
trace. It's fine.
Pass without a trace.
Pass without a trace.
Okay, so you're gonna cast Pass Without a Trace?
Pass without a trace, yes.
Without a trace.
Would you like to describe how the spell takes effect, or would you prefer to not bother?
No.
That's okay. Okay, so I like to imagine that as you cast it, it's like your forms themselves, like looking at somebody, you don't see that there is like a tangible difference, but there is kind of just like this very vague shadow. Like everyone just kind of looks a little bit like they're in the shade, and you're looking at them from a distance. Which doesn't really necessarily reflect what's behind them or in their immediate vicinity. But really what it does is it stops people from tracking you and stuff, doesn't it? As well as giving you the benefit of stealth. So
maybe the sea fog, we like blend into the sea fog a bit more.
I like that a lot. Okay. Either way, stepping inside here, you can see that there is a plateau, and it is easy to make your way from the water to the plateau. You can see that there is a curved tunnel directly in front of you that leads off over here. I don't think this is all fogged up, but that's fine. And to the south, or to your right-hand side, you can see that the waterway that has curved around to the right seems to end. You can see that there are some skeletons that have been chained up at the mouth of this, or at the
Classic
end of
pirate.
this. Classic. At the end of here.
Bloody pirates!
Under the
There's
surface of
Pirates
the
of the Caribbean.
water at the far end here, you can see that there is some more kind of seaweed underneath all of here. And you recognize immediately that it is bubble kelp. Growing naturally.
Hmm.
Fresh bubble kelp.
Kind of quiet whisper. I wonder if we've already dealt with these particular pirates.
We might have dealt with some of them. I don't know how common bubble kelp is on the water's edge.
Continue into the left, I think.
Okay. So, stealthing along the way, we have Randall with the highest number here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got a
21.
21 stealth. You can hear the crackling of a fire in here, and you can see as you turn the cave that this area has a couple of bedrolls that have been sprawled out, a couple of chairs, table or two that have got some bits and bobs laid across them. You can see that there are some metal cages that have got some chickens in them. And sat alone at the far end of the cave, Avihar, is a gentleman who is in priest attire.
Over where?
Kind of yeah.
I'm not seeing no ping, sir.
Nope.
probably
ping
I'm
on the
doing
GM layer.
Yeah, I do it on the GM layer.
Now
that all
see
the
ping.
time.
Thank
Because that
you,
makes
sir.
sense, sure. Ping on the GM layer for other GMs to see. Right. Avihar is a gentleman sat in priest attire. You can see they are kind of long robes that are kind of a very kind of mottled brown color. You can look like they were at one point probably relatively ornate, but the parts of it that make up a full priest ensemble have been stripped off, and it's just some of the more basic patterning that's left aside. Sat in priest attire. Very good.
He's been stuck in that tire for years.
Very
Get
good.
him out.
That's why I didn't go
the-
out with the rest of them.
The hood of his robe is up. He is at a fire, and he is reading from a book.
Is he the only person we can see?
He is the only person here. Yes.
Does he look like chained to the table or what at the wall or anything? Or does he look like he's here
Nope.
freely?
He seems to be here freely.
Chained to the book.
Now that feel, am I right, Randall?
Yeah, been there.
Slave to the
Everyone else
books.
having fun. You're there. Nah, I got my book. Gotta finish this book. But who's dead now?
Why is there like a priest in here?
Really just like
I don't know. Maybe they captured them at some point, or
maybe he's just a priest and a pirate. Whispering, obviously, but stage whispering.
pirate priest.
Fire priest.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one else here, right? So we could talk to the priest, and I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? The priest.
I can account many worse things that could probably
I
happen.
feel like we've had this very similar conversation very recently, and then some pretty awful things happened with the priest.
You mean?
You mean High Priest Evan?
He was
Speaking
lovely.
of whom, hi Evan.
Hi, Evan.
No, the lesser priests.
Oh, yeah, those.
If you want to try to talk to him, we can. The only other thing to do would be to shoot first and ask questions later, as they say, whoever they is. But
Can I do like a perception check for like any traps or anything
You
dodgy?
absolutely can, yes. Absolutely.
it's all an illusion.
That
That would be
Absolutely.
pretty.
15.
So you're looking for traps specifically, or just generally anything weird afoot?
Anything weird afoot?
Where are you doing this from? From the center of the cave, or sorry, from the mouth of the cave, just like as the entrance of the room, or are you like sneaking in a little bit? It's very poorly lit in here. The only thing that you can see really is the fire and this priest on the other side of the room. He's at a small like fireplace that he's lit himself. So you stealthing around, easy.
Okay, I'll sneak in a little bit then to just have a better look.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So, sneaking in a little bit, putting a little bit of distance between yourself and your party, and assumably leaving Nugget behind, because we did not roll a stealth check for Nugget.
I
Oh,
did.
we?
I rolled one for Nugget.
Oh, I remember seeing you roll 2 stealth checks, and I was like, why she rolled 2 stealth checks? Now it makes sense.
That makes sense.
That's what she's doing. So you managed to, you're kind of making your way over there, looking for any traps and anything weird afoot, anything nefarious, anything weird and strange and unusual. And nothing looks funky. Nothing looks funky to you. There's just a priest sitting in a cave
Reading a book.
reading a book.
Okay. Well, go back to these guys and like, there doesn't seem to be
You
anything.
could-
What? Okay, carry on.
You
could
I was
what?
going to say you could get a little bit closer, possibly get a little bit more information, and it wouldn't cost you much because you're well hidden.
Go on then.
Go on then, DM's fishing for it. Okay. You do get closer. You manage to sneak up very close to this gentleman.
I'm just reading the book behind him.
Yeah, you're just like, what?
No, I'm not that close.
You turn the page, please. I'm done.
I'm done.
You're a slow reader.
But you get here, and you notice there's something that was not apparent before, partially because of the shade, partially because of the hood, that this individual is a skeleton.
Of course. Okay. So they're like just are they an undead skeleton that's
They are an
still
undead skeleton.
reading a book?
They're
Okay.
turning pages. They're reading the book.
Oh, right. So okay.
They are very much a skeleton. They're very much an alive dead person.
Gotcha. Okay, then time to sneak back to the palace.
Didn't want to miss the old Sunday sewer.
Or Sunday Sewer. Let's just change the
Listen.
campaign name to Sunday Sewer instead of Housebound.
Not in any sewers, okay? No sewers. There was a bit of poop.
Somebody said underground again. And I was like, we're always underground in one way or another. And Adam's like, back underground, but not sewers yet. The shit was earlier, Mal.
The Lord Miles hath made a declaration. Using Tinder to make friends is like renting a painted lady to get a hug.
A painted lady.
lady?
That's a phrase that means a
Okay.
prostitute.
Okay.
It's like a thing people don't say very often. Okay,
Yeah.
Miles.
You're
Oro
the
type
best.
book or a Randall type book?
Kama Sutra book
There's
for the
two very
undead.
distinct, very distinct categories with no overlap.
no overlap at all.
Randall sweat when he says
what
that.
What we need is now some skeleton related erotica.
Skeleton related
There's a
erotica, everyone.
webcomic.
Come on, there are going to be so many different bone jokes to be made.
Oh, you're right.
But yes, this is a skeleton.
Okay.
An undead skeleton as opposed to a dead
one?
skeleton.
Just skeleton.
Dead undead skeleton.
Sometimes we forget that the word skeleton can also refer to a dead person and not an animated skeleton. In
What
this
kind of
case, it is-
TTRPGs are you playing?
Right. I go back to these guys then. Like that's an undead skeleton. He's like reading the book, but he's a skeleton.
With no eyes.
That's a great point. I didn't get to look at his eyes. He may have normal eyes.
Should we still try talking to him?
We don't have good track history with talking to skeletons, but we could try.
How many times have we talked to a skeleton?
That dude in the manor place.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Jaster.
That guy.
The guy.
I forgot about him for a second. Completely blacked it all out. No, I'm kidding. These hips don't lie, my leggy femur.
That definitely exists. I mean, I'm absolutely certain it exists. I just wanted someone to come up with some more titles. Hannah might not have been here for our previous book escapades, but essentially what happens is we find some books. I'm too lazy to think of names for them, and then we come up with erotic titles.
That's it.
Like
Really?
Mage Hand for the Lonely Spellcaster.
I love that's one of my favorites. Absolutely,
That is
very
the top.
good.
Ulna's Adventures in Boning. Not as subtle. Not as
No.
subtle.
What, you want to try talking to him?
Well, I mean, we might as well. And then we can re-kill it afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
The rising bone.
Beautiful.
Bones and Me, a necromancer's guide to an erotic lifestyle.
What a lifestyle.
I love that they're self-help books.
Should we just like say hello, or should we like make a noise and see if they react to it?
We could try making a noise. Maybe throw a stone over there or something and see if it moves. If it can hear.
That's true. Skeletons don't have ears, so therefore you would think
Or
not.
I
eyes,
love
but
this
they're in
eye.
the
That they have no eyes, they've got no ears, so they clearly have no senses at all.
Never mind that
That's
they're
the thing
animated.
yeah, I was going to say, that's the thing about this whole situation that's unrealistic, apart from the fact that they are skeletons and they are doing things.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. Like,
Suspension of disbelief for some things, but not all things.
Not all things. Who's throwing the rock? Not it.
Oh, sorry, but I don't want to throw it like at him or anything.
So what you're trying to do here is essentially alert him to your presence without presenting yourself.
No, I think we're trying to like throw a rock across to see if he reacts like aggressively or curiously,
Yeah.
like to a stimulus in
right.
his
At all.
environment.
So we're playing Hitman, is what you're saying. We're throwing a coin on the
Yeah.
ground
Yeah.
and seeing
if he
if the
does
guard
anything.
gets up to walk over to it.
It's like,
Yeah.
what's this coin? Yeah. Who's littering?
Who's there?
Yeah.
Is anyone there? They walk.
Yeah.
must
Must
be
have been
nothing.
the wind.
Walks back.
It must have been the wind. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. You throw a rock into the cave, on the far side. He goes, gets up, walks over to it. Nothing here.
But does he look super aggressive or does he just look curious?
He just looks curious.
Could be worse.
The dual uses of pelvises, thrusting and making necromantic totems for the ritual enthusiasts. Love it.
50 scrolls of gray. Oh my god.
Having a lot of fun with titles in the chat here.
Good. Should we throw another thing?
Who's gonna talk to him?
Not it.
Not it.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know what to say to Skellington.
Excuse me.
Oh! Bearing in mind that you are currently stealthed.
Yeah, I'll kind of like step out.
Oh! Hello! We're not scheduled for any visitors.
Oh, were we supposed to make an appointment?
What? No, it's just unusual to have visitors. How can I help you?
How long has it been since you've had a visitor?
That is confidential information.
Oh,
It's a lawyer, Skellington.
sorry, I'm just
Can I help
confused.
you at all? Welcome to my abode.
Oh. Are you like an innkeeper?
He looks around.
There are bedrolls. I mean, we just had to sleep in a campsite because the city didn't like us, so I don't know how things are around here.
No, I'm not an innkeeper. I am but a humble priest.
Does he turn around to talk to me? Is he like skeleton all over? Like no face?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who do you follow?
In life, I was a pastor for Shantae. In death, I don't really know who I serve.
Oh, so you didn't choose this?
Do you think I chose this?
Some people do. I've heard.
No, I did not choose this. What is the purpose of your visit?
Really quick, because it's been a couple of sessions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the spirit of her lover that's trapped in like a vessel, or is it his like corporeal body?
Corporeal body.
And what's his name again? I know it's in my notes, but
That's right. I don't know
go
either.
find it. Yeah.
What is his name? Eleron. Eleron Thelos. I'm gonna highlight that in a different color.
Yeah.
When I write my notes, I highlight names so that I'm like, if I need to find the name, I can be like, bam, got it. Bam.
Yeah, I usually do too, but I couldn't find one for Eleron, so I obviously didn't highlight that one. I'm here looking for Eleron.
I don't know who that is. How did you find us? People don't find us without knowing exactly what they're looking for, and you clearly have no idea what's going on here. Or do you?
No, not really.
How did you had to climb down a cliff face?
Oh, no.
Did you arrive on boat?
No. I walked
What's going on here?
I walked on the water.
Ah, a spellcaster. And you came alone?
No.
Ah! Oh my god! So there are two of you.
There's a few.
I'm sorry, but I still don't understand why you are here.
So a friend of ours, her mother, when she was younger, was playing around with a magic item, and it accidentally stole her partner away. And
Tragic.
she's been looking for him ever since. and divined that he was here somewhere.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I've never heard of an Eleron.
What's your name?
My name is Pastor Lepton. Also, Canuck, that is excellent.
I missed it. What is it? Bone meal, more than a magical component.
Very good. Very good.
What was the name?
Pastor Lepton, not the food type.
That's almost what I wrote down.
Pastor. Pastor Lepton.
Lepton. There we go.
As in, they jumped on something.
Lepton.
Lepton.
How long have you been here?
Oh, decades now, probably. I'm sorry, this isn't really a place for casual visitors.
Oh. Is this like your temple?
This is my resting place, as I am dead.
Do you usually have non-casual visitors?
He looks shifty. You can tell because his eyes move side to side.
Wait, hang on.
I have friends, other skeletons that live in the local area, and we meet up for coffee.
The ones chained to the wall over there?
Those ones aren't very talkative.
Yeah, I don't really mean to pry. Honestly, we're not here to probe you for information or anything like that. We're just looking for this person, and they're supposed to be here. So I don't know.
Joe said, how can a skeleton look shifty? And I was like, the whole eye thing, and doesn't have any eyes. It's just his bone language.
Bone language.
So you're telling him that you're here to look for this person, essentially.
Yeah.
He says, well, I don't know what you expect from me. Just chilling here in the Drake's Cove. Maxing, relaxing for the rest of my afterlife.
Oro
I'm
whispers.
trying to recall all the details.
Oro whispers, is this not the Smuggler's Cove?
Are you saying that loud enough for him to hear you?
No, I'm whispering it to these
I
two.
thought you might be, yeah. Just double checking.
Is this not the Smuggler's Cove?
Are you maybe? His
I'm not-
skeletal eyebrows.
Three coves. It's 3 coves down.
I wouldn't know anything about a smuggling cove.
It's fine
It's
if it
okay.
is. That's what we're looking for. So if it's not, then we must have gotten the wrong one. But
Are you looking to smuggle something? You don't seem like the smuggling sort.
well, I think this person maybe might have been smuggled. I don't know.
I see. Well, I definitely don't know anything about that. 100%. Roll it.
Yes, I would also like to insight.
Roll
my
them
character
insats.
sheet? I'm not very good at
I am the
insight.
smuggling inspector. We have to ensure your smuggling is up to code. Snuggy, I love the skeleton bone.
Because we're smugglers, but we have standards.
Very good. I like it. Randall, you see through this guy. He is clearly not
'Cause he's
very
made of
good
bone.
at lying. But you can also see the other side of him because he has no skin or viscera. But narrowly on the other side, other hand,
Other side.
you're starting to think that you maybe have the wrong cove.
Okay, so I'm looking through my notes and it says he has the gym containing Hilda's love. So he is in a gym?
Mm-hmm. So if you recall, he picked the void card from the deck of many things,
Yeah.
which essentially whisks you away into what is essentially some kind of magical prison.
Okay, I asked the question poorly earlier. I like had the idea that he was in something, or and I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's just literally that he's like a person being held. That's why I was like, or bodily.
Right.
But
okay, so when you the choice that you gave me earlier was, is his spirit trapped in something?
Yeah, so
which
I
is
asked
inaccurate.
poorly. Yeah,
yeah,
it's because it's whole body. Okay.
Just to clarify for everybody, only phalanges. That's very good. Very good.
Maybe we are in the wrong place. Unless you have any like little crystals lying around with people inside of them.
Nope, no crystals.
Not even if we wanted to buy it.
Nope. Is Randall going to interject with something here?
Yeah, because I don't know that he's lying.
I
don't think you're being very truthful with us.
What?
Like a smuggler would. You're smuggling information away from us.
I can't believe these accusations.
You don't sound very sincere.
What was the last thing you said? No, not you.
I didn't quite catch that. Tom, say it again. Sorry, missed what you said.
No, what was the last thing you said, Docs?
They doesn't sound very sincere.
Doesn't sound very sincere. That's okay.
How dare you come into my eternal resting cave
and smuggle a cove? That we know.
For what reason would you be looking for a smuggling cove? Because it sounds like she's looking for a person trapped in a gem, and I've got no idea about that. I don't know nothing about no people.
Well, it might just look like a gem. Which sounds like the kind of thing that goes through a smuggler's cove. How we've been told it's in this very smuggler's cove that we're stood in right now.
Who told you that?
Magic.
Our sources.
Magic.
Our magic sources.
Listen.
Magic don't lie. But you do.
I am a man of gods. Or I was when I was alive.
Yeah. And now you're a smuggler.
Listen here. I don't know what you could possibly be talking about.
Do you not?
Not at all. As you are having this conversation, you hear the lapping of water against wood. You hear a clunk noise of boots on ground. And you hear a gentle skip. From behind you, you hear a, oh, fuck! As someone bumps into the back of Nugget.
Does it sound...
Oh, fuck!
Does it sound like, what's his face? Kestrel?
It sounds exactly like Kestrel.
Wheel around.
Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! You hear tap, tap, tap.
Oh my god, I run after him.
Okay. Back into the hallway, you collide with Nugget and Oro. Oro, you are absolutely the person in the best position to react to this. What do you want to do?
I want to Okay, I don't want to shoot him in the head. I shouldn't shoot him in the head. I should-
You want
Something
to
you
shoot
don't
him in
want
the
to shoot.
head, but you're
Yeah.
not going to
But
shoot
I
him in the head is a
shouldn't.
better way of
Yeah.
saying that.
I wanna like either try and grab him and hold him, or like trip him up so he falls down. Like there's some way to get
Okay.
him to stop moving.
Mhm. Okay. In which case, give me an attack roll.
How do I just do an attack? Just like any attack? and just
Well, you
roll?
can roll. Yeah, just roll any other attack, and we'll just take it from there.
Oh. He bashes his head right on the ground and dies.
Brains everywhere. What is the absolute perfect outcome for you? And describe to me how that occurs, because that's you've succeeded in whatever you want to do.
I guess as he tries to turn away and go away, I like trip him up by the ankle, and he like rolls his ankle real bad, and he just can't get back up from it. He's like,
He lands on the ground and he's just like,
yeah,
Oh, Family Guy meme.
yeah.
ooh. Okay. You absolutely you just hear in the background, oh fuck. Something in your head just goes, I fucking know that voice. You spent several hours on a boat with him, so you dive immediately into action. You bolt around the corner, swiftly pushing Nugget gently aside so that you can kind of deftly, just like, I like the idea of you using a dagger to just hit the back of his shoe, pinning it to the ground so he falls and trips, lands on his ankle. It's like, ooh. He's on the ground. Oh fuck. Oh, you guys, fuck.
Yes, us guys.
Fuck.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. That explains a lot. Shit. Oh my god, what happened to my friends? I mean,
your
colleagues.
friends?
What
Oh,
happened to
your
my colleagues?
friends. She's got my dagger out now. I'm like, your
my
friends.
colleagues. What happened to my colleagues? Oh,
Colleagues.
what did you do to them?
I think colleagues makes it better.
The colleagues doesn't make
sometimes.
it any better.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, we weren't, besties. And...
It's still
Oh.
But you lived in the same place.
What?
Well, why are you here?
This is completely separate. This is a different thing.
Why were you here?
Do
then?
you
What were
did
doing?
you forget
What were
about my job?
What's your job?
Your
Being an
job
asshole?
of lying.
My... about procuring things?
Being an asshole? Then yes, that was correct.
I have never procured an asshole before, but for the right price, I could be your guy. Listen, all I need to do is have my ankle fixed, and then I'll be the smuggler for you.
Oh, it's interesting you say that. So this is a smuggler's cove,
I am a
I say-
smuggler. This is a
and you're
cove.
in, and you came here. Can
I
I?
did
I wanna
come
say
here.
that. I want to say that extra loud.
Lepton! Are you okay? Lepton! He's like, yeah, yes. Did you have to tell them it was a smuggler's cove? Lepton, I've
And also
hurt my
started very
ankle.
Bad ankle.
Well, it sounds like you've pissed these guys off, so I'm gonna just leave them to it. Lepton, please!
It's funny because I have in my notes, Broderick Black Eyes Shelley is a pirate wretch that is cunning and greedy, but very stupid. I think this might be Broderick.
How do we get in there?
What do you mean, get in where?
Into where all the smuggly bits are. Did I
We want to
stutter?
get into your smuggling
Listen.
bits.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
If we're cool.
We were gonna die. You would have killed us. We're not
You would-
cool,
Yeah,
bro.
but, I mean, it's just work, It's just I don't. Hey, we spent hours chatting the shit, I know all about you and your best friend Nugget.
Yeah, and then you still took us to a place to die.
Nugget will
I
eat you for
agreed-
supper.
I
mate.
agreed to that
You better
job
fucking check.
before I knew about your wonderful stories about how cool you are as adventurers.
Yeah.
Wow, by the way, cool
Yeah,
guys.
we're real great.
Hitting all those dudes.
Uh-huh.
Uh huh.
We hit some wood dudes too.
Listen.
Wow.
Do you recognise
Did you
this? I get the scimitar out.
Bill Murray.
Yes, Bill Murray.
But that means you killed Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
I love that that is the name of the sword now. Bill Murray, listen. I'll help you, but let's be cool, okay? Let's be cool about this. I was just doing a job.
Hmm.
All right? I could do a job for you.
What happened to those gems you said that you came upon?
Gems?
You told us a story on the boat about how you found a bunch of gems.
You see, I would be happy to part with that information for the price of you not killing me.
You're only going to die if you stop being useful.
Listen, you told me your stories about your adventuring career. Okay? I know that you guys are good guys. You don't really belong in a smuggling cove. Okay? This ain't your place. All right?
Well, unless we were clearing it out from dirty smugglers.
Listen. All right? There's not going to be any huge adventure fight where you kill tons of people. Okay?
I already had that.
Yeah, we did that
Well,
yesterday.
Yeah, we're fresh up to date on them.
Yeah, we did that yesterday. Listen. Let's be cool, man. Let's be cool.
You keep saying that, but that doesn't mean anything. What does that mean?
It's just, you don't kill me. I help you. And then we go our separate ways without anyone being killed by anyone.
We've already agreed to that, so start answering questions.
You've agreed. You're agreeing. You're officially agreeing.
I literally said you're only going to die if you don't be useful.
You said if I stop being useful. That's a very different thing.
We're after a very specific thing. I don't care that you smuggle.
Okay, so we're gonna be fine then. Pastor Lepton! Yes? Are you hearing this whole thing about them not killing me if I help them? Yes, I think it's a bad idea for you. Okay.
The most unhelpful dad ever.
Oh man. So, welcome to Drake's Cove. Sounds to me like you want to get to the Drake's underbelly. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. There are two ways
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
to the Drake's underbelly. Either the easy way or the hard way. I'm guessing you want the easy way.
Tell us both.
Yeah.
There's the way that the smuggling stuff goes, the big stuff, and there's the way that the people go. How about we take the people entrance? Do you have any bubble kelp?
Yes, we've procured some.
Did you say yes?
We've got a dealer.
Yeah.
I would recommend grabbing some of that and popping that in there right now. Is that you want to? Yeah, you have a little bit of. You get some of his own. A little bit of. He puts it into the side of his cheek. Don't be swallowing it. Just put it a little bit in there. Everybody, you got some?
Yeah.
Gonna do it?
Mm-hmm.
Randall and Ora, you do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for Nugget?
And to tell him to do it. No, give it to Nugget. But
I love that idea. This tiny goblin walks up to massive bat and just goes, "I've got some of this." Open wide.
Leave it.
Don't swallow.
Leave it.
I Okay. Now, could we get the dagger out of my shoe and you help me get up?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Puts his hand out specifically to Oro because Oro seems the most killy. You gonna help me? Let me get up. Yeah.
I have to tie my shoelaces.
Oro's not wearing shoes.
Okay. He stands himself up and he starts hobbling into the cave, and he walks past you into the back. And he looks over to Pastolet and he goes, "They're smugglers. So we're gonna go downstairs." And he's like, "I know, Kestrel. I know they're not smugglers. You know I need to tell Broderick about this." And he's like, No. Shh. Nobody needs to tell nobody nothing. Listen, nobody needs to tell nobody nothing. Okay, everything's cool. And he Pastor Lepton just picks up a notepad that you see that's been tucked away in another place and just starts writing something down. Kestrel at this point has turned away and is not paying attention, and leads you to the back of the cave on the eastern side of Vihar. Well, that disappeared very quickly. There you go. Vihar. Mm-hmm. To this side, he walks up to a big stone indent you see in the side of the wall, and it's a very convincing facade, but he pushes against it and it crumbles inwards as if it's kind of like got this own, it's like swinging mechanism as a door. He pushes in and you find yourself following a small corridor. It's a very kind of enclosed space. It's a small tunnel that leads down deeper into the tunnel. Before you go in there, he grabs a torch and he leads you down there, hobbling as he goes on his sprained ankle. The injustice.
How could we?
How could you? As you start walking down through this cave, you find yourself surrounded by more and more wood. It seems as if the walls now are becoming less cave and more hull. It appears that the cave that you are being brought down into is actually remnants of boats. Hulls of old ships that have been pulled into the cave from this undercurrent that you saw previously and broken against the rocks below. As you step forward into a larger opening, you see the hull of a ship directly in front of you, quite a large ship with a big break right in the center of it. There is a ramp downwards into a much larger cave, but before you see that, you see a large floating blue orb in the center of your immediate vicinity. In the center of it, it looks like there is a big swirling amount of water, and it reminds you very, very much of the thing that you saw at the lighthouse. It looks like there is a water elemental trapped inside of a globe.
Another one?
Something that you find very peculiar is that pressed against the roof of this quite tall cave, it is possibly 20 feet, about 20 feet up. You can see that there is water pressed against the ceiling in a kind of a perfect sphere, as if all of the water in your around this circle is being forced away from it. You're in a pocket of air. So as you step into this room, directly in front of you, you see that there is a hull of a ship that has been broken apart. It leads into a ramp into a much larger cave. In the room is this big floating orb that seems to be keeping the water at bay. Kestrel continues to hobble forward and places a hand on the orb as he walks past. And he says, "Ding, ding, ding, hello, ding, 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 ha, ha, ha." Idiot. And then starts to hobble down the ramp into the larger area. As you get down there, you see that this cave is very vast. Very vast? Very vast? It's vast. Very vast.
It's quite vast.
It's quite vast. And this huge cave is filled with other wrecked ships. There are many of them, in fact, and you can see that for the most part, they are at least medium-sized vessels that have been tugged down and broken against the rocks. You cannot see out into the ocean floor yonder, but you can see that this area has multiple orbs that are floating and kind of aloft somewhat, keeping water at bay. The underbelly, as such that it is, has bustling life. There are many skeletons here, each going about their business. One's playing a piano in the distance. Some of them are dancing along to it. You can see that their attire indicates that they might be pirates. But for the most part, well, the thing that kind of comes to your attention is that there are loads of crates, kind of loads of crates that have some kind of like kelp or whatever. Kelp is the word. Seaweed that's been like strapped to the side. And you can see that there are tons of them. If people are smuggling things, it's most likely in these crates. Something that becomes apparent to you is that the water around you, because not in the entirety of this cove, maybe half of this cave is an air bubble, as the water is being pushed away from it. Half of it is just solid water, as if you're under the sea. And in the water, you can see figures swimming around. Figures that make you think of stories that you've heard of mermaids and mermen, merfolk, swimming around. Some of them you can see are handling crates, moving them to and fro.
Just like mind blown.
So I'm going to move you guys over.
Okay.
I think it's going to require a little bit of fog of war manipulation.
Okay.
So why don't you guys RP a little bit of your reaction to this bonkersness?
I just kind of like quietly but out loud, I'm like, are those mermaids? Mer people?
Are those dancing skeleton pirates?
The answer is yes to all of those things. Yeah, those are my mates.
Oh, they're dancing so beautifully.
And they are. They've had many years of practice.
You know
being
that-
dead and all.
Yeah. That little ball looked a lot like the lighthouse one. I'm beginning to think that they're the city's myth about the adventurers and the children and the Umberlee and all that is probably a little inaccurate. Why would Umberlee have given smugglers a beacon to protect them?
Okay, I think I'm done with this.
Or maybe they stole it.
Well, but we saw the one up there.
Replaced it with a beacon of light instead.
I've missed so much chat. So many orbs.
Oh my god, there are so many orbs.
Or maybe this is where the water elemental came from in the first place, because they were trying to set this up and it got loose.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't a blessing from Umberlee, but just magic from a pirate.
Mm-hmm. Skeletal pirate.
I don't know if the pirates are skeletons, but maybe.
Missed my opportunity to say goodnight to Shadow. Tom is definitely the most entertaining DM I've watched today. Stop it, you. Thank you. That's very kind. Nugget pulls an ugly face. This isn't a good bury.
Oh.
Did you see what Neo said as well? He said something nice about Tom.
No, I didn't. Where's that?
It's a bit further up.
Scrolly.
That's what Sugar said.
I love this. Kind of feels like Monty Python-ish. Tom, I think you're doing amazing so far. I'm really enjoying your interactions. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Oh, that's very nice. Okay. Was that absolutely? It was absolutely. 100%. 100%. I knew a mermaid once, although I lost contact and can't see her anymore. Heard she got crabs.
Don't read them out loud, it'll encourage it. Stop.
Oh my god. Just like that, we were finished. You didn't get a wave goodbye. These are very good. These are very good. Okay. Right. Do you want to be tied down? Come on now. These are brilliant. This is so good. Okay.
Stop encouraging.
So like I said, so what you're looking at here, the map wise, is that there is this large cave in front of you. These blue circles that I hope you're seeing on your side, your client, are these orbs that are kind of pushing the water away, as it were. There is this ship directly in front of you, so you guys are up here. That I probably should have made more apparent. This is where you came in, up here. And there is this ramp that comes down here. The far end of the kind of the watery area, you can see that there is another ship, which is where the majority of the skeletons seem to be located, at the far end over here. The rest of this room is water-filled. It is undersea. The only thing stopping the ocean from crashing down upon you are these watery globes that are giving you pockets of air and are being used to. Some of the area is being used to kind of fashion these crates that are covered in seaweed. However, you do see that some of the watered areas, the underwater areas, like this area here, also have crates in them.
So are the crates wrapped in bubble kelp or in seaweed?
Seaweed. Well, it's. I mean, I'm not a botanist.
I was more like curious what the function of them might have been.
But I roll me a nature check or a survival check if you'd like. I'll take 2 rolls.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
10.
Under the sea. Okie dokie. Anyone else?
Who's more wisdomous?
Who's more wisdomous?
Who's more?
I'm 3 wisdomous.
Oh, you're more wisdomous than me. I'm only 2 wisdomous.
You're just being shellfish. Do you take it to a nice place? It's very good.
So that's a 10 at highest.
Okie dokie. You got any D6s you want to add to that, maybe?
I only have combat D6s.
Oh, only combat D6s. We should save our combat D6 redemptions for combat.
Well, yeah, that's what they're for. Wait, what?
Okay, well, unfortunately. Have an actual D6.
Actual D6.
Thanks, Dungeon Master. To Neuralee since she got the closest number.
Thanks, Dan.
Roll well. Roll well.
Roll that
well. Wait, who are we
beautiful-
talking to? Roll well.
14 now. That was pretty good for a D6.
Oh, the number didn't come up. It was so delayed.
No. Yeah.
Well, we'll give it to you.
Okay.
We'll give it to you. Social combat is clearly combat, right? You mean the to and fro of...
It is
Just
sometimes
talking
for
to
me,
Kestrel.
I feel.
Yeah,
Sassiness
it's a Katie
gets me
combat.
into trouble.
It's a Katie combat. Okay, so you recognize this to be an undersea flora that I don't have a name for, and I don't plan on making one up unless someone in chat wants to come up with it, in which case, congratulations, you've named something that's going to be passingly important.
Sold it to him.
They is known for being very sticky, but also quite strong. And you could imagine that you could make something watertight
Okay.
if you applied it enough. If you
That makes
sealed-
way more sense than trying to let the boxes breathe. So I was like, don't understand why there would be bubble kelp on boxes. So.
I thought it was camouflage.
Oh, okay.
That's also
That
a good
would-
answer.
Yeah, that's clever.
Tangle
Okay.
kelp. Oh, I like that one. Name it Barry. Well, listen, we've already got Bill Murray.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like tangle kelp. Yeah.
Tangle Kelp's good. We'll go for Tangle Kelp.
That sounds like the sort of common name that like people would give to something.
Yeah,
that's,
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it's
like
I think
bubble
it's a good
kelp
name.
is the breathy one. Tangle kelp is the
Very good.
sticky one. God, you have so much dander, Gracie. Where is this all coming from? You got
So
dandruff.
that's what Neroli gets from it, is it's Tangle Kelp, and that it's it's
Okay.
quite sticky, it's quite thick, and that you imagine with enough application you could probably make something airtight.
Okay.
You think that's probably what they're doing?
Okay. So gems.
Yeah, gems. Okay, so before we go anywhere, these guys, they're not gonna be fans of the fact that I brought you in here when you're not trying to smuggle stuff. And I know
buyers not come here?
They occasionally, it's a rare scenario. Usually you come to smuggle things and you go from one place to another, you know?
Mhm.
It's not so often a buying selling situation. So really, ideally, these guys think you're smugglers, and they know me,
Yeah.
so we could pull that off.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I brought you here and you're trying to smuggle something, but you wanna scout it out. You wanna see what this fella's about. Because you don't fuck around with Broderick, okay? He's gonna be very unhappy if he finds out that you're poking around for other reasons.
Okay. Is he here?
Yeah. I don't think he's ever left. There's one more thing. This is a very sensitive subject. Brod, he doesn't think he's dead.
Another one.
Listen, Kip Jaston knew he was dead.
Okay.
He was happy about that. This guy does not know he's dead. He just don't
mention it.
Don't mention that.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to come up with a plan before we go in.
Okay.
About what you want to smuggle.
Right.
And what our story is. We got to get it straight.
Okay.
Is there any kind of illegal erotica books in Cormier?
Surely.
Because I feel like that is perfectly on brand for what we'd be trying to smuggle.
True.
Okay, so what I'm going to say now is, because we're getting to a pretty good point before we go on and explore the rest of this cave. This could be the end of our session, but we've got a little bit of time. I think we should discuss this illegal erotica route.
Okay, illegal erotica route. Yes.
Right. So what I was going to say is we can continue discussing this, but let's not go into the cave proper and do anything else.
Okay.
So you want
to go down the rabbit hole.
That it was just a matter of time. You couldn't kelp it. Oh my god. Jesus. So I mean, to be fair, the last time you guys bought an erotica book, was in that black market area.
It was an underground black market, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but then you did also meet that writer.
Yeah, but I just got him to sign something. I didn't get a book from him.
True, but he was very nonchalant about the idea that he's.
But that was more like a
an
self-help
erotica
book rather than like a.
That's true.
Well,
that's true. Okay, I like that.
That's like educational.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like how you went like this at the end.
Education.
Hold on now. So, alternately, it could be that the particular subject might be outlawed, rather than that erotica books are outlawed, or that they're stolen. Like
skeleton erotica's outlawed.
We've got it.
Necromantic erotica.
Wait
Why
a
did I
second.
not expect that
Wait
somehow
a second.
come up?
Wait a second. Okay. Oh God, no! Do we want to go into that?
I don't know.
I don't know if we want to
Skeleton.
know.
Skeleton.
Like in theory, it was so good, but now I'm like,
Yeah,
that's a
maybe-
thing,
maybe we
though.
It might be a little too on the nose for the guy who doesn't think he's dead.
Yeah.
That's a good
okay.
point. Okay, just normal erotica,
Maybe it
please.
could just be where it's going. They have stricter rules on erotica.
Okay. Yeah.
So like the places we've been have been a bit more like lax about it, but
So
where we want to
Cormier
get
is
it
okay
to,
with it. Uh-huh.
but somewhere else may not be.
Okay. All right.
So we want to smuggle it in there and sell it on the black market. To bring people
So-
the erotica they deserve.
True.
Okay. So really what we need to do is think about somewhere, anywhere that needs erotica, it's illegal.
That's literally anywhere.
I'm gonna take the map back to here.
Yeah.
This is just Cormier and the surrounding area. This isn't, Faerun. There are so few like places in so for the D&D charity campaign that we're organizing, the Doom game and the Doom game only is based in Faerun, simply because it's easier than me coming up with a name for a fantasy island and for a fantasy place, and then me being like, you're on this place, and then having to come up with a bunch of shit. I can't be fucked. So
That's fair.
so there are some places. So I was looking at the big old map of Faerun, or rather, I suppose it's supposed to be, it's Toril, isn't it? Toril is the world. Faerun is the continent that you're on, or at least the part of Toril that you're in. Miles is a good egg, isn't he? When he's not talking about eating my ass. So I found a big map, but it's really difficult to find like a properly good detailed map of the whole D&D world. There's just like properly detailed, but there's one guy who made a map of like, he basically copied and pasted a bunch of maps together, but it was like for 4th edition or something, so it doesn't really.
Oh, I have a Great World Map website.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's like wildly detailed. So if you go to here, I'll link it. Not only is it a map of like basically all of Faerun, but there are cities that are marked that you can click on and learn about the lore of each
What?
city. It's
That's
wild.
amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
that.
using this for Half Rate Heroes when we were doing that one.
That's
because
so good.
Carl showed it to me actually. So
Now
if you're
let's
still
watch
around,
my
Carl.
internet break. Oh, I feel like I might have seen this a long time, like buried in my memory somewhere. Fuck, this is so good.
So I was just looking through cities, and Arcanax is in Jacinta, and it is a military dictatorship. The people that live there don't even have homes. They have to live in tents outside the city. And
They need erotica.
yeah.
They need erotica bad.
Yeah, they need to forget their daily woes.
Man, they need erotica real bad.
And where are we?
Man, I wish I could just like download this. Oh, this is Faerun. So the one that I found is has some of the other continents and stuff, but this is way better, way more detailed.
Where's the town we're in? Bluesmith?
Blue Stitch.
Blue Stitch.
It's down here. It's not on the map.
Darn. Walloon probably is though. Nope.
Nope.
Is Cormier not in?
Cormier's here. It's just they aren't very big cities, which is kind of purposeful.
What's the big city in Cormier? I need to find where it is on the map.
Suzail.
Suzail's
Suzail.
And Marzemba.
Mm-hmm. I have seen this before. I don't know why I didn't bookmark.
Oh, here.
This.
Okay.
I'm bookmarking it now.
So there's.
This is so good.
Marzemba. Yeah. So that's a nice. We would be theoretically taking it like over 1,000 miles, but it would all be seaborne. We could get there to get to that city through the sea. So that's a plausible story. But I don't think Nurley would know that. So y'all are gonna have to figure out how you'd come up with that.
So what I was thinking is that we're gonna have something that our characters are gonna know of, right? So we could have something a bit like, dude, this map is so fucking good.
It's really
oh my
good.
God, it's so good.
Yeah.
So we could have like maybe Randall. No, because I mean, Oro could have thought of something as well. But I was thinking maybe Randall's heard of has a favorite story, or one of his favorite stories is from a far off land.
Oh, okay.
And he just picks that.
I thought you were saying that the erotica was going to be Randall and make him tell us what erotica it was.
What erotica have you read?
Put you on the spot.
The party already has an erotica expert. Okay.
Yeah, we don't need two. It's fine.
Okay.
Connoisseur
Toril
maybe
has
is
a
the
few
right word.
fan-made maps. Okay. So maybe there's a place on here that there's a tale of some heroic adventurer of bygone eras that Randall is a fan of, and he's just picked one of those cities at random. What seems like a good
Skuld.
Skuld. That's in
Skuld.
Mulhorand.
Yep.
City of Shadows, City of Eternity. All right. Cool. City of the Gods. Yeah, perfect place for plenty of porn.
I was going to suggest something like that themed, so that makes sense.
Okay. Well, so our story is going to be that you guys have got erotica that you need to smuggle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Cormyr into Skuld.
Yep.
And the airtight boxes are of particular interest to us because books.
Because books. Okay. That sounds excellent. Because everyone's happy with that plan?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Cool. Before we end today's session, is there anything you guys want to get out in the game session before we end? No? So we can throw it to an RP channel or something if you want to just have a moment off stream where your character's a bit like, what the fuck is going on here? Merfolk, underwater packages, water elementals trapped in orbs, etc., etc. But for the most part, I think we'd be done.
You should drink your Ovaltine. Sorry, that was really funny to me. The people not from America don't get it.
Yep, sorry.
It was one of those old breakfast drinks. Mix it up and it's all your vitamins in a glass. Rich chocolatey Ovaltine, please. It was supposed to be like a kid's breakfast drink that has nutrition, but anyway, continue.
Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Anyway, Jenny, I pass over to you. Wait, actually, before we pass over to you to end the stream, etc., we should discuss the charity stream that is upcoming. Are you streaming after this?
Yeah, in like half an hour or so.
Okay. Are you doing arty stuff, or are you doing Spiritfarer or Animal Crossing, or?
I think a bit of arty stuff.
Okie dokie. Are you working on the promo thing?
I don't. Yeah, a little bit, and maybe on the map as well.
Okay, perfect. In which case, that is ideal. So we are, you guys probably already know, but you might not already know, that we're going to have a charity stream on the 3rd of October, a Saturday, rather than our usual Sundays, where we will be raising money for Black Girls Code. We're going to have a 10-hour long session of D&D, which is separated into 3 different games, and it's going to be based on Animal Crossing / Doom.
So many
the context... So many crossovers. The context is that Animal Crossing and Doom came out on the same day, and it's a very jarring juxtaposition. But it's gonna be very, very good. We've got some very good incentives where if you essentially just purchase these things for yourself, you're also donating to a charity, which is excellent. just so much good stuff. So we're going to be, this is, an unofficial announcement, if you like. We'll be officially promoting this across all of our Twitters or whatever in the coming weeks. But you guys should make sure to take part in that because you can interact with the games with your donations. And Jenny's going to be doing some arty stuff for that, which is going to be very, very cool. If you haven't seen the promotional thing already,
I just put it up on screen. So
fucking gorgeous.
You want to unofficially tease references to some of the donation incentives or nah?
We could do that. I mean,
clandestinely make it secret so people are still interested and still go read the whole page.
Well, I don't know how to be clandestine about them, so I don't know. Do you have a way to be clandestine?
Let me go look at the list. One moment.
Why has your house always got the Ninos? I live in the center of a city.
Also, he's a bad boy.
Also, I am
not to be confused with the naughty boy, because those are two very different things.
They finally realized Tom was killing it and came to well fucking played Neocast. Damn. Aura needs to be sure to misdirect a few books to complete her library section at Randall Mansion. Do you even have the books? We're just pretending that we've got the books and we're scouting out the place. Bad boys. What you gonna do?
Like sidelong ways of mentioning some of the donation incentives is there may or may not be like a special book, not erotic. There's a special book that will be available. There may or may not be offers for someone to run one-shot games.
Maybe.
Badass art options. So
maybe some digital incentives.
Some digital incentives.
But so there are some very real things that you can own, as well as some experiences and some digital items.
None of these are erotic.
Well as
despite what Tom's making it sound like.
Literally
right
nothing on this is erotic. There's some role playing to be had. As well as interacting with the game itself by doing things that will help the players or hinder the players.
Maybe erotic.
Depends how much money you donate, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we are legally obligated to say that was a joke. For any future purposes, again, nothing erotic about any of these incentives. I guess unless you're like a bibliophile, is that a thing? Like, if books are your jam, then maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Well, the police here, we gotta go.
Hinder the players, gotta break out my wallet. You know what, Dan? I approve
eroticism.
of that. I know, exactly. You know what, Dan? I 100% approve of that in this particular case because I'll be DMing as well the second session.
Yeah.
So.
So game number 1 is the Doom game, and that's being run by Memoir. It's being run by Memoir. Game number 2 is the Animal Crossing game that's being run by Keitoa. And I will be running the final session. It's going to be, the players are all community members. Katie, Jesus Christ, man! It's gonna be a lot of fun. I promise you. Miles, rein it in, Miles.
I just want to scroll up.
Oh, fool! I'm willing to die in the Doom game if it raises money.
We will be. We've just it's pretty much impossible for us to not raise a good amount of money because the incentives that we have are so good that they're things that you would pay full price for anyway. Except this time you're buying them and also donating to a charity. So, okay, let's end the stream.
Yes. we may or may not be back next week, depending on Dox's potential
Yeah.
camping. We'll see.
I might be
But-
camping.
Wait, hold on. Oh, what did I miss? I was reading chat. What's Doc's doing?
Dox might be camping next week, and if he's camping, he may or may not be back in time for D&D.
I heard campaign, and I was like, running a camp. What? Did
Wait
I
a
miss
second.
that in the group chat? Like, damn, what? Okay.
Guest DM next week.
Ayo.
You have to take over all the merfolk
Nope.
and all this shit that's going on.
They're all very friendly, and they just give you lots of stuff and money.
Yay! Hi, Fobs. I believe that Jenny's going to be streaming in like 30 minutes.
Yep, something like that. I'll be back doing some art things.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In which case, it's been a
Yeah,
pleasure.
please.
Thanks to everyone, all the new faces.
Mhm.
Please join us again next week. It's not because we spend the majority of our D&D games interacting with chat, so it's always nice to have people that want to come spend some time, hang out. Right.
Bye. See you next week or the week after. Bye.